This week on the Hamilton Network, we talk about 150 years of the HSR. We also have Lou Fraporti and PJ Mercanti in to talk about First Ontario Centre renovations, and Sean Ferris will be joining us from Habitat for Humanity, talking about the opening of another Restore location. Watch the Hamilton Network today at 5 p.m.
Welcome back to Retro Game Time, and we're going to continue our championship match. This is the third round of the championship round, where our two champions, Josh and Michael, are playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Josh is the one playing as Amingo, the giant cactus man, whereas Michael is playing as Wolverine, the giant Canadian man. As all Canadians look, as we all know, we all wear yellow. Sleeveless gauntlets, I think there's a name for it, pauldrons, I guess is the name. Swaps them out, puts in Ruby Heart, probably a character from a tournament fighter that I'm probably just not familiar with, or one of those games that's like, oh, this is actually the main character of Bubble Bobble. You're like, okay, I guess that's the narrative. Going with trying to eliminate the Spider-Man. Does assist, swaps out for Zangief. Zangief, the giant Russian red cyclone, as his nickname. The greatest character in one of the greatest video game movies ever. Obviously, I'm referring to Street Fighter the movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Raul Julia, where the character who plays Zangief is an actor I don't know. But he's just funny in that movie. 6-1. He then swaps out for Guile, effectively Jean-Claude Van Damme in that movie, except they didn't make him look like him at all. They just kept him, and Zangief gets the elimination, leaving him with just Spider-Man. Now, Spider-Man could do it. There is a way. Anyone can do it. There's always the famous tournament fighter match where the world champions, I think it was Street Fighter Third Strike, where the guy does a finisher with Chun-Li, and the Chun-Li finisher is like 15 kicks in a row, and the guy parries all 15 of them, and the whole crowd just goes crazy. But no 15 parries for Josh. That's the match. That's the game, and that declares Michael the retro game champion. Michael, how do you feel about that?
I feel like I wanted to play in the puzzle round, honestly. But fighting games are exciting on their own, watching it and playing it together.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching this season of Retro Game Time. We'll see you sooner than later.
Join me on the Arty Crowd Out Loud when I get to chat with Robin LaCombra and take a tour of Staircase Theatre. You won't want to miss it. It's on Cable 14 and cable14.com.
It's Friday night, and you know what that means on Cable 14. It's Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball from Bernie Arbor Stadium. It's Reed Duthie alongside my broadcast partner Neil Srivastava, along with Troy Islikar down at field level, and the Hamilton Cardinals hosting Neil, the Toronto Maple Leafs. This is not instant replay. It's back-to-back weeks we see this matchup, but boy, do the Maple Leafs look different tonight.
Yeah, definitely not a strange sense of deja vu tonight, but definitely it's a new look Leaf lineup tonight as well. It just looks like it looks like a team that wants to win tonight, and the worst way possible.
They need a win right now in the standings, but for the Hamilton Cardinals, they've been doing nothing but winning of late. The bats have been white hot. The Cardinals come in a tie for second place in the IBL, trailing just the Guelph Royals, who have been equally as hot coming into this weekend's action. And Neil, this Cardinals team adding another piece as before the game, a new third baseman on the scene, Coley Tomasi.
Colin Tomasi of Jefferson College, Missouri. Batted .346 this year. 3 home runs, 39 RBIs. That's just incredible.
As we joked about, a George Halim special. He's so new, he doesn't even have the name on the back of his Redbirds jersey.
It's so fresh, it just has to be, one of these days he's going to have to sit down for 5 minutes to get his jersey and his name put on the back or something here.
As Neil, let's take a look at the batting order that the Toronto Maple Leafs will put into play tonight, and it looks different.
Way different. Jordan Castaldo, I don't remember the last time I ever saw Jordan Castaldo batting a leadoff in any game, maybe even a Pee-wee game, something like that. That's how far you got to go back. Justin Merritt batting second. Marcus Connect, the right fielder, back in the lineup tonight. Jonathan Salazzo batting his usual 4 spot. Ryan DeSantos in 5. Chris Robinson, a new signee for the Maple Leafs, another catcher to the lineup. Jose Vinicio will be on there, and Dan Mara and Connor Lewis in center field batting 9.
And John Salazzo is certainly the man, as always, to keep the eyes on. He and Tyler Duncan, 2 of the premier hitters in the IBL. And we'll get to the Cardinals' defensive alignment after Jordan Castaldo goes for the leadoff tonight. As you take a look at the starting pitcher for the Cards, and last season he was Mr. Friday Night.
Yep.
The Langley lefty, Colby Ring, steps to the hill. And Neil, when Colby Ring is on his game, he is quite simply one of the best.
Well, exactly. Last appearance last Saturday night here on Retro Night on Cable 14. He went 4 innings, allowed 2 hits, allowed a run that was unearned. Had 4 walks, though, so the walks were kind of up higher as far as that, but he do have a pair of strikeouts as well. On the season, he's got an ERA of 6.35, 5 and 2/3 is innings pitched, allowed 6 hits, 6 runs, and 7 walks. You want to get those walk totals down a little bit if you're Colby Ring. Just want to keep things going for these Cardinals tonight.
Bit of an awkward start for a lot of teams, a lot of pitching staffs around the IBL because of some rainy weather early in the season. So starts have been skipped. Brett Lawson's still waiting on a game that was supposed to be the home opener.
It was a suspended animation for a very long time.
Yes. Jordan Castaldo will step his way in, and this just seems so strange to lead off a ball game.
Castaldo batting .235 on the season, 1 home run, 6 RBIs. So his numbers are down right now, and I think just like a lot of the Maple Leafs going through the early season ruts, just trying to get the timing down and get the at-bats to get seeing baseballs again.
This really reminds me of when a hockey team is in a struggle and the coach puts the lines in the blender.
Yep.
And it feels like that's what the Maple Leafs have done with their batting order tonight. Castaldo followed by Mara, and it just lead off in second. It seems so strange as Castaldo shoots this one high and deep into right center field. DeBanning all the way back to the warning track, and the ball's on the ground. DeBanning collided with the wall, and Castaldo on with a leadoff double.
DeBanning tried to bring that one back down and just unfortunately ran out of real estate and had to watch where the wall was as well. So it goes clanking off the wall by the looks of it. DeBanning wants that one, that's for sure. Now Justin Mara batting in the 2 spot, the catcher. The newlywed got married on Saturday. Congratulations to him and his blushing bride once again. A lot of Leafs in attendance as well, so they were probably thankful for Sunday's rainout.
I would think so. So you see there, Dennis DeBanning almost brought that in, but as you mentioned, Neil, he had to kind of fight off trying to make the catch and the wall. As Mara looks at a first pitch ball from Colby Ring.
Mara batting .316 on the season, 1 home run, 4 RBIs. Has walked 6 times. He's got 6 strikeouts as well.
And you can confirm that wedding did not happen at Christie Pitts, right?
No, I can definitely confirm that.
Okay.
Didn't look like there was anything green at all at that wedding.
It's a question that had to be asked with the history of the Mara family.
Well, as Jenny will confirm, she keeps pushing. We're going to get married, at least at the stadium in Guelph anyways. We'll see. I'm just like going, whatever she wants, whenever it happens, fine. I'll just show up.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I'll just show up.
I got married at a winery in like a barn roof style thing.
Yep.
I got lucky. We both walked in and went, all right, this is it.
There you go. That's the place. How much is it going to cost?
At that point, if she was happy, it didn't really matter.
Yep.
I'll figure it out. We'll make it work.
Yep.
3-0 the count. As Colby Ring, a little bit of trouble here, starting out to find the plate.
No, he was struggling with the mound in the first inning on Saturday's contest as well.
And Mara will take the walk down to first. And we've seen that a number of times. As we take a look at the fielding lineup for the Hamilton Cardinals, in behind Colby Ring. In center field, Brandon Nicholson will be joined by Connor Hickson left and Dennis DeBanning in right. Tanner Rempel, Zach Marriott, Tyler Duncan, and Cole Ian Tomasi comprise the infield, while Ring has Bernardo in behind the plate to round out the alignment.
Marcus Connect, the former Toronto Blue Jay farmhand. He's got a big stick as well. He likes to swing, so got to be careful here if you're Colby Ring.
And Connect shoots this one high and into left. Tracking underneath it is Nicholson. He'll make the grab. Castaldo's going to try for third. Ian Tomasi pulled just off the bag for the throw and a little bit into foul ground, so Castaldo will move up on the sac fly.
Moves up on the sac fly, could give Connect the F8 on the putout. And Jonathan Salazzo will bat with runners on the corners and one away.
And this is not necessarily the situation where you want Jonathan Salazzo at the plate. One out, runners on the corners, and one of the most prolific hitters in the IBL.
Salazzo leads the team with a .360 batting average, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, 5 walks hit by batters twice, and struck out 8 times so far.
What I find so amazing, Neil, is the power that he can get out of that very straight up stance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is just a lot of strength that he puts in behind the baseball. And Colby Ring wants to see none of it right now. Ring winds and delivers, pulls the string on it, gets Salazzo swinging through 1-1. For the Cardinals to continue to have the success they've had to open the season, Colby Ring is going to be a big part of that in a much improved rotation from the start of the season from what we saw last season.
No question, it has been.
As Ring delivers, Salazzo saws that, and Duncan's underneath it just behind his position outside the infield, 2 away, as I think Salazzo might want that one over again.
Salazzo just got a little too far underneath that one, and instead of having it touching green, he's recording it into the glove of Tyler Duncan for the F6 in the second out of the inning.
And that'll bring up Ryan Dos Santos, who in a makeshift Leafs lineup last week actually fared pretty well.
He did, exactly. Got the average up to .355 on the season now. 1 home run, 7 RBIs. He's walked 7 times, but he leads the team with strikeouts with 12.
Ball on the ground. Luis Bernardo picks it up, and he made the smart decision there.
I think so, too. You don't want to sail that one out there, especially when nobody's covering home plate, which we saw in that crazy clip you sent me last week.
That college game where
it was the catcher or the center fielder tagged the guy out at home plate. I'm like, what in the heck?
I was first person I thought of was you on that. I just started laughing when I saw all the different guys trying to run in and make a play, and this guy's not on third, and here comes the center fielder with the ball.
It's like everything you practice in a high school game that didn't go right.
Pretty much. Yeah, all of a sudden second base got abandoned, then third base got abandoned.
Yep, and the catcher's running up the line to try to stop the guy going to third, and it's like, okay, there's no one behind me now. How did that go wrong? Definitely not how we drew this one up, Coach.
That wasn't in the playbook. Ring winds and delivers, and he'll run the count to 1-2 on Dos Santos, who believes that it was a little low.
I don't know if it's his brother or a cousin that's actually just signed on with a new college in the States as well. So congratulations to the Dos Santos family.
Oh, tremendous. Of course, I believe it was through you posting it. Duncan McLaughlin, the former Hamilton Cardinal, having a tremendous run.
He is. Academic all-star.
Dos Santos swings that ball on the ground. Duncan scoops over to Rempel, and they'll get the out anyway.
Duncan recovers on that one. 6-3 goes to put out. And the Maple Leafs will strand runners at second and third.
Tough one here as Dos Santos sends a rocket to short. Duncan bats it down as he went to a knee, and then over to the sure-handed Tanner Rempel at first base. Cardinals with the bats in their hands for the first time when we return to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
Now, we're very excited to have you here. Do you think you can do this dog trivia in honor of George? Oh, look how excited he is!
Absolutely.
Now, what do you love the most about George here, besides being stinky cute?
I love his love for adventure.
I love that. Now, are you ready, George? We're going to do some trivia. Here we go. First question.
Hey, Trev,
what breed of dog
if
is
you're up
commonly
here-
known as a waterfowl dog? Ooh, first one's right. What is that dog? Next
Magic, it's just like Brandon last time.
They should be. Jump on headset and say, like, can you ask them if they're good to go? Yes or no?
Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. The Hamilton Cardinals about to get the bats in their hands for the first time in this ball game. And Neil, the bats have been white hot. This batting order for the Cardinals is as deep as we've seen it in recent memory.
36 runs scored on the weekend last weekend. It was just insane to watch the numbers kept piling up inning after inning here. But yes, Brandon Nicholson's going to lead things off. He's batting 306. Zach Marriott's batting 367. Tyler Duncan's 406. Bernard of a 412. Dennis DeBanning, Tanner Rempel, Connor Hicks. Josh Niles at DH. And Cole, I'm going to say it wrong. Ian Tomasi is batting ninth.
Wilgenis Alvarado on the hill for the Toronto Maple Leafs. We saw Alvarado on a couple of occasions last year for these Maple Leafs on Cable
yes,
14.
Indeed. And, of course, now he's got an 0-2 record this season, 10 innings pitched, a 5.40 ERA, just 7 strikeouts, 4 walks so far on the season. Of course, he got roughed up a little bit by the Welland Jackfish his last start, only lasted 2 1/3.
Chopped by Nicholson. Nice play made over at first base as Jordan Castaldo will record the out.
3 unassisted. Nicholson will go down for the first out of the inning.
And that'll bring up the ever-impressive rookie Zach Marriott.
Marriott playing second base tonight, 367 as we mentioned. 2 home runs, 12 RBIs. Second in the league in a lot of categories. As Castaldo climbs the ladder a little bit to reach out and glove that one for the first out of the inning.
Alvarado winds and delivers. Marriott on the ground. Vinicio captures, fires to first, just in time. As we'll take a look at the fielding alignment in behind Wilgenis Alvarado for the game tonight. And defensively, it will be Connor Lewis in center field. He'll be joined by Marcus Connect to the left and Ryan Dos Santos in right field. In the infield, Jordan Castaldo, Dan Merrill, Jose Vinicio, and Jonathan Salazzo. And the battery is Wilgenis Alvarado and Justin Mara.
It's pretty much the same infield as you would see on a regular basis for these Maple Leafs.
And Alvarado delivers outside ball 1. 6 Cardinals batting over 300 on the season. 3 batting over 400 as Duncan puts this on the ground into foul territory. And in fact, the team leader in batting average is not playing tonight. Danny Berg, who has a 440 average, 11 hits in 25 at-bats.
Yep, he's just been on fire.
When was the last time you saw a team with 3 hitters over 400?
Not too often, that's for sure.
As Duncan swings through on a off-speed that ran a little wild on Alvarado. 1-2 the count as Alvarado working quickly.
What do we have? What do we have in that place?
As Alvarado will wind and deliver. And got that on the inside edge. Tyler Duncan asking about it. And that will retire the Cardinals' side. Toronto Maple Leafs back to the bats after a real strong start from Alvarado when we return to Mountain Mitsubishi. Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi. Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. No score through 1 full inning. It's the Maple Leafs with the bats back in their hands, Neil, and it'll be DH Chris Robinson to lead off.
Robinson, the former Guelph Royal, former Welland Jackfish, former Independent League player as well. Just gives the Maple Leafs another bat with some oomph in the lineup. Another defensive catcher to take some of the load off Justin Mara.
That transaction, I believe 2 days ago, they made a couple of moves on the roster.
They let Justice McGee go and somebody else, and then they signed Chris Robinson.
And, of course, we've seen that a number of times in covering the IPL and how during the middle of the week we'll see a flurry of activity. And, of course, that pales in comparison to the flurry that will occur around the signing deadline.
I'm turning my phone off that night. Just turning it off and sleeping.
Yeah, last year got a little nuts.
Yeah. Actually shut the blog down just because it was too much. Just too much going on.
I had no idea how you were keeping up with all of it. I was having a hard enough time just keeping up with what the Cardinals were doing on that night.
Yep. No, I got a text message from Eric Spearin about 10:30. I think George is done. And then an hour later, 4 more things came through. I'm just like, okay, I'm turning my phone off next time.
Yeah, wasn't that the Quinn Cotton one that came in late at night?
Yep, and the other one that was the pitcher we didn't get afterwards.
Yes.
We signed him. Can't remember his name now, but yeah.
Went to the Empire League.
Yep.
No.
He went somewhere in Frontier League or something.
Frontier League.
Yep. Count is 2-0 on Robinson here.
Colby Ring had a little bit of trouble opening up in the first inning, but settled in. Although he runs the count to 3-0 here.
Robinson, the ex-British Ontario native. He was in his second stint with the Royals last year. Of course, he had played for them before he went to the independent loop while he was still in college. And he signed with the Jackfish earlier before he signed back with the Royals last year.
There was a lot of moving parts last season, especially in the early going for the Jackfish.
There was.
As Ring winds and delivers, and that one will run low, and Robinson takes the walk down to first base.
They bring up Jose Vinicio now, which is unconventionally in the 7th spot tonight, which I'm so used to seeing him on the leadoff hitter spot. So Color me confused.
You come to the ballpark for a Toronto Maple Leafs game, and generally, Jonathan Salazzo in the 4 spot is one you can put in pen. Vinicio, usually I would pen in the leadoff. I'm glad I didn't tonight.
Yep. Like we said off the top, though, I think it's just a Leafs team looking to do anything to get a win tonight.
Find a way. Try something different.
Robinson's got a pretty big lead at first.
Ring delivers. Vinicio slaps this into right. DeBanning got a late jump on it, and that'll get to the wall. And Vinicio's on his horse. Robinson is all the way around to third. And Vinicio has the double.
It looks like DeBanning just was trying to play that one off the bat, and the wind gusted and went over his head.
Stepping up to the plate tonight's beer batter, number 6, the second.
You can almost see DeBanning on the replay. And you're right, Neil. Looked like the wind got under it, and then DeBanning realized, uh-oh.
Yeah.
I got to move back. So 2 on, nobody out as Dan Mara makes his way in. As Colby Ring will wind and deliver. And that one comes in high, ball 1.
Ring's definitely just having problems locating the strike zone right now.
And this could be a product of we are June 7th, but because of a couple of hiccups in the schedule, Colby Ring, as you mentioned, Neil, he's only on, was it 5 2/3 innings coming in?
Yep. A lot of guys just looking for innings right now. And it's not just the Hamilton Cardinals going through that. I know the Guelph Royals have that same sort of problem as well. They got guys begging for innings last Saturday. Dino was like, I don't know what to do.
Almost need to play an exhibition game on a Wednesday night or something.
Yeah, well,
just get
exactly.
some guys set up as Mara on the ground. Tanner Rempel makes the play over at first, and now they've got Robinson caught in the rundown. Bernardo makes the tag on the third baseline, so they'll allow Mara over to first to take Robinson. Smart play by Rempel.
So Mara's on the fielder's choice. Robinson's retired on the putout. 3-2.
Center fielder number 4, Connor Lewis.
1 away. Vinicio stays at second base. And my score sheet's up to date.
I think the only thing the Cardinals would have liked there is if the hit from Mara would have been a little bit closer to the first base
So he could have
bag.
stepped on the bag, yeah.
But I think Rempel made the right play. Immediately come home to Bernardo to stop that run and cut down the lead runner.
Exactly. But now you got Vinicio, who's probably going to try to lead off a little more towards third base here. And if Colby Ring's not paying too much attention here, might have a double steal attempt.
Tyler Duncan just walked over to Ian Tomasi and said, keep your eyes on this guy.
Yep.
Ring takes a couple peeks back with Connor Lewis up. And Ring delivers the first pitch strike.
Lewis batting 158 on the season so far. Just the 1 RBI.
He did have an RBI double in the game last Friday.
Yep.
As Lewis will send this one into right field. And wow, that looked like it was going to come in shallow. And again, the wind got underneath it. DeBanning was charging hard, Neil.
I was worried he's going to run past it there.
He had to put the brakes on. So the ball is definitely playing some games on the fielders tonight, as Jordan Castallo will step in for his second at bat.
And unfortunately, we don't have a flagpole out here to figure out which way the wind is actually going either. So, well, I guess it's behind us here, but
yeah, I can see one just kind of to our left, and it is pushing out to right field.
It's definitely a much chillier night than it has been all week, too.
Oh my goodness, it was scorching in the middle of the week. As Ring delivers. So one thing I don't understand about weather or climate, I'm not sure which one I'm dealing with here, but how it can go from being 30 whatever to
14 or 16 or whatever it is right now.
Very comfortable right now.
Yeah.
It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I felt like I was baking.
Well, we were in the press box at Hastings Stadium Tuesday night. And I was just like, I really should have brought a big fan.
Oh.
Of course, there was like the Rogers TV crew off to our left. I was sitting in the middle scoring the game, and then there was the gentleman running the announcing and everything else, and the music beside me. So I was just like, this is too small of a press box for anything. Had to go outside the door just to breathe.
Well, as we talked about last week, my office in Brantford is my broadcast booth, and on Wednesday I actually couldn't work in my office. I couldn't get a deep breath because the heat rising in the building. Yep. It was like 40 degrees up there. As Bernardo has the ball on the ground, sneak through his feet, and that was the play that you were looking for there, Neil. It didn't take much for Mara and Vinicio to quickly scoot up a base.
Nope. As soon as they saw that, good read by Vinicio, he took off. As soon as he saw it go off Bernardo's foot, he was long gone. Mara just followed behind him. When you have guys like Vinicio on the base paths, it just makes it that much harder for the catcher. The catcher has to be more situationally aware, especially with this backstop, too. We saw it last week. An overthrow at first base, and Brandon Nicholson turned it into a 3-base error. Came home.
Yeah, Vinicio of that same cloth that you give him an inch, he's going to take 1.5 miles.
Yep.
As Colby Ring 3-1 to Jordan Castaldo. First base is open, but Justin Mara behind him. And that's what's going to happen as Castaldo will take the walk. And that will bring up Mara, who walked his first time around.
This is a part of the Maple Leafs order, especially even tonight, that you don't want to have to throw more pitches than you have to here. All these guys in this lineup, Mara can hurt you with the home run, can hit you. We know what Salazzo can do. He's hit many in this ballpark.
The positive for Colby Ring is he does have the 2 outs.
Yep. Now it's just a ground ball at any base, really, to get out of this.
But the Maple Leafs are already running through a lot of batters thus far. 3 walks in these first inning and 2/3 for Colby Ring, though he does open Justin Mara with a strike. Ring winds and delivers and gets ahead 0-2.
It's like they're just trying to keep the ball away from Mara in this situation. Work the outer half. Maybe they're setting up to come back inside here too, but it's hard to say.
Bernardo trying to send that ball back to Ring, and that got into the dirt on the mound.
I wasn't sure when I looked out at lunchtime we were actually going to get this game in.
Yeah, it's kind of going back and forth throughout the day. As Ring on the 0-2 delivers, and that one high, and Mara stays off it.
That's not a bad spot if you're Colby Ring to miss there to Mara. If he doesn't take a swing at it, he's not going to hurt you there too often. He's going to have to go up too high to golf swing at that one. Or tomahawk it out.
Jose Vinicio playing some games over at third base. Ring delivers. Did he get it? He did not.
Bernardo doing the dance, but not getting any luck there. Plate umpire not buying on that call.
Ooh, 2-2, and Neil,
they got 2 out there before, so it's just hard. He thought they were in the same spot. I don't blame Bernardo for doing that little walk-off. Sometimes you can sell the umpire if you get up in the right spot, and okay, I guess it was a strike.
Ring on the 2-2, and that one outside, 3-2.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to keep the ball away from him. And now reminding everybody that they're going on the pitch, so you're going across, you're going to first now.
Well, that's a tough one to not get if you're Colby Ring. From 1-2 now to 3-2 with the bases loaded.
That's just the patience of Justin Mara here in this situation as well.
How Mara stayed off that pitch. Dangerous game, but it paid off for him. Ring delivers. Oh, and he doesn't get that one either.
They peeled down at second base. Jeff Rose says he did not go around.
So the run scores. Vinicio comes home on the walk tomorrow.
Marcus Connect now the batter. Flew it to center field his last time up.
So Marcus Connect will step in a bases loaded situation. As we've got Maras on the corners and Jordan Castaldo up at second. And Ring starts, Connect out with a strike, 0-1. Ring will deliver and works ahead of Connect, 0-2. I think Ring will feel that he's already got one strikeout to end this inning.
Yep.
That wasn't given. But he needs it here. As he'll deliver, and that one hops into Bernardo, who knocks it down, and Dan Mara forced back to third base.
I think they were just trying to whoop and connect, but go after something low out of the zone here. Get Ring off the hook.
Pitch count is inflating a bit here on Colby Ring. As he'll have to look in again to connect. Winds and delivers and misses that one high. 2-2. Maple Leaf showing incredible patience at the plate. They're just not wasting strikes, Neil.
No, they're just taking a very, very, very patient approach, trying to force Colby Ring here to get them out the hard way here.
Ring delivers. That one low, hops in, and it's going to be 3-2 now to connect. Ring needs a little bit of positivity here, Neil. He feels a little hard done by on the Justin Mara at bat.
Yep. Of course, with the new rules, Bernardo just can't walk out there and calm him down a little bit, too. They have to use a mound visit.
Although I'm not sure that this would be a bad time to use one as Ring delivers. Oh, he gets Connect swinging through it.
That's a huge out in this situation for Colby Ring.
Monster out as Colby Ring gets the swinging strike, and he wants a little bit of clarification on that Justin Mara at bat. And I think he's right to ask the question here, Neil.
Yep. I think the plate umpire said I missed it.
I got to agree with your take.
The conversation wasn't long, so it had to be just like, yeah, I missed it.
Yep. All right, 1-0. The Toronto Maple Leafs have the lead, but the Cardinals get the bats back when we return to Mountain Mitsubishi. Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi, Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. As earlier on tonight, Art Troy Islikar had a chance to catch up with Mr. MVP, Rocky Mountain Thunder, Tyler Duncan.
Tyler, this is the first opportunity that you and I have had an opportunity to speak this season. First of all, congratulations on your season last year and winning MVP. And that must be, awards aren't everything, but pretty special to you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's bittersweet. I'm the one up there getting the award and everything, but, it's the team around me, the guys around me, the coaches, right, everybody involved. So, yeah, big shout out to them as well.
Well, let's talk about now, not only were you at the plate phenomenal, your transition to shortstop and how smooth that has been. You've been up with the highest fielding percentages in the league, and you no limit there for you as far as your limitations at shortstop. How was the transition, and why was it so successful for you?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I played infield growing up a little bit, so I knew what I was doing for the most part. And again, George, we talked about it early on, so I had lots of time this offseason to kind of get ready for it and gear myself up. And yeah, it's off to a good start, so hopefully it stays that way.
Well, let's talk about your position in the lineup. How big it is for you to have some hitters in front of you that when they get on base so quickly, and they've got to pitch to you, and you're seeing, you're getting good pitches.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you look at our lineup, 1 through 9, like you could flip anybody anywhere. Everybody's a great hitter, right? I think this lineup George did a great job of getting good guys this year. And again, you could flip that lineup any way you want, and I think would be successful. So,
and off to a good start the team is, and let's talk about the character and how you guys, the esprit de corps, and how you guys are getting along. You really seem like you're having a lot of fun out there.
I mean, yeah, I think everybody kind of knows winning is a lot more fun than losing. And, like I said, we're off to a good start, and hopefully the boys can keep that rolling.
Thanks very much, Tyler, and good luck in this game tonight and going forward. Thanks very much. Guys, back to you.
Well, big thanks to our Troy Islikar and to the reigning MVP, Tyler Duncan, for his time earlier on. You can see why, Neil, Tyler Duncan's so beloved by his teammates.
Oh, no question. He's willing to do anything for any one of them. That's for sure.
And while we're listening to, whoa, heads up, as Dennis DeBanning.
The classic ugly finder.
Woo! He sent a live grenade into the Maple Leafs dugout.
Some guys getting some laughs, some finger pointing going on. Like, come on, get that ball out there.
Oh, my goodness. While we were listening to Troy and Tyler, Luis Bernardo was able to get himself on base with a single, and Dennis DeBanning now up for the first time tonight, falling behind 0-2.
Of course, Bernardo, just casually batting .412 in this lineup.
Well, that just went up.
Yeah, exactly. It went up. You feel bad for Josh Garton this week. It's named the Rawlings Player of the Week. He goes 0 for 3 in the contest. His batting average dropped from 750 to 600.
Oh, my goodness gracious. As Dennis DeBanning stares at a curve from Alvarado that came right back across the plate. Not sure if DeBanning thought that crossed inside, but second strikeout of the game for Alvarado.
And then Tanner Rempel, who got a homer in Saturday night's contest, comes to bat now with a runner still at first base in Luis Bernardo. And of course, congratulations to Tyler Duncan on being the HRD Bats Player of the Week as well.
I think it had to be.
Yeah.
What a save there by Justin Mara. Comes out and backhands that.
Jacob Cush, the pitcher of the week as well.
I was looking at Garton's statistics that you brought it up. Are you kidding me? Like, you talk about a start to a season. As Alvarado delivers.
Well, you think in the last 2 years he's torn both biceps on either side.
Oh.
So this was the first year in 3 he's been healthy. And he's just absolutely having a blast at the plate. He's got a lot of joy in his step as he comes back to the plate, and just you see the smile on his face. He's enjoying playing baseball again.
It's got to feel good. It's got to feel good. Whoa, ball runs inside and got a piece of Tanner Rempel, so he'll take the trot down to first. And it's runners on first and second with one away for Connor Hicks.
Connor Hicks gets his first look tonight. He's actually listed as a catcher by trade here, so he's in the left field tonight for Danny Berg, who's out of the lineup. I'm thinking Berg's probably coaching again.
More than likely. Tanner Rempel also misses a game here and there because of coaching duties. And Hicks will flare this one into shallow right. Luis Bernardo up to third. That's a way to make your debut.
Hicks found something he liked there and took a good hack at it, gets himself a single and a batting average.
And he moves everybody along. Bases loaded for the smooth swing of Josh Niles.
Niles off to a slow start since coming back from Canisius College. And again, it could just be an adjustment to the wood bat versus the aluminum bats, too. You just think you hit something well, and it's like, oh, maybe I didn't.
Alvarado delivers. That's over the plate for strike one. We've talked about it before, Neil, the swing of Josh Niles. I mean, it's butter.
Yep.
It's just, it is a classic swing. As Alvarado has to look in. And there you see it. And Niles will shoot this one into the gap in right center field. Bernardo's around to score. On comes Tanner Rempel. And it's a 2-1 lead for the Cardinals. A 2 RBI single for the sweet swinging Niles.
Are we not loud on the microphones? These guys here is talking, I swear. I swear.
Yeah,
it's like we will it into existence here.
There are moments where you have to wonder.
The third baseman, number 8, Cole Tomasi.
Niles with a single, 2 RBIs on the play. And the Cardinals now lead this 1-2-1.
And Cole Tomasi will step in. And it's our first look at Cole Tomasi at the plate.
Attends Jefferson College in Missouri. Batted .346 on the year. That's Division I junior college. 3 home runs, 39 RBIs in 43 games.
And he's going to send this one into right field. Hicks is going to tag, and he will charge hard. And the Cardinals make it a trio in the inning. Welcome to the IBL. Cole Tomasi picks up a sac fly RBI in his first at bat.
Not a bad way to start your career off in the IBL. Well, with an RBI on a sac fly. Hicks comes in to score. Niles has to stay at first, obviously. 2 away now. And back to the top of the order for Brandon Nicholson.
Alvarado with the look back to Niles and delivers to the plate.
Comes in with a breaking ball by the looks of it.
Is that low?
I think it must have been low because it was right over the plate.
Yeah, it looked like it came back in over.
Again, it's hard with umpires set up on the inside part of the plate that I don't know if they can see the outer half.
Alvarado delivers that one high, 2-0.
I don't know where he missed on that one. Like from this vantage point where I'm standing, and we're sitting anyways, and it's just like, okay, it looks like it was right back over the part of the plate.
Your guess is as good as mine. Alvarado delivers. Nicholson swings it over the head of Jose Vinicio. Niles on his horse. He'll round second, headed for third. Throw is back into the infield. Salazzo able to backhand it down, and a single from Brandon Nicholson moving Niles along to third.
I think Josh Niles took the extra base here to give Brandon Nicholson the opportunity to steal second base on his the next at bat here.
Yeah, we might be about to see Brandon Nicholson play. Now you see me, now you don't.
Yep. Sam Green coming out to have a conversation with Alvarado here. Probably just to give him a breather.
And with Zach Marriott, who's hitting .367 on the season, this is not a bad idea.
Nope. And probably just going over again, hey, Nicholson's at first. What's the plan here? We're not throwing down. If he goes, give him the base. Keep the force across at first. Because you're pretty much going to have to go to first base anyways with 2 away.
Now, with that said, Justin Mara is one of the catchers in the IBL who could throw out.
Oh, he could throw him out. No, there's no question, but
is it worth the risk of Josh Niles?
Well, if the throw is even off the mark here, and then a run comes home to score, if it goes in the outfield, Nicholson might come around the bases and go again.
Exactly.
You don't want to take that risk.
No, you're only down the pair right now. And you've got the bats that very quickly you can make 2 runs up.
Yep.
As Alvarado look in on the 1-0. Nicholson dancing at first. Oof, Marriott tried to take that one clear into a different area code.
And with the rule changes too, as far as with regards to disengagement, Brandon Nicholson is absolutely loving this. Because he knows if he can get 2 throws over, he's got a 1 and 2 chance of causing either a balk or getting second base stolen.
And there goes Nicholson. Ball's in the dirt, and Nicholson has the stolen base. Boy, he's just fun to watch play baseball.
He is. Definitely is.
What a pickup from the Welland Jackfish last year. Looks far more comfortable in the field this year as well, Neil, back in
I
center
think it's
field.
just, different surroundings, too. Different guys and everything else. Wasn't sure where he fit into that whole upheaval come trade deadline almost as well. So it was just like, yeah. Now he's been with the guys in the offseason, probably here a couple times a week, taking some batting practice and getting to know these guys, getting to know the core and just fitting in nicely.
Runners on second and third, 2-2 count, 2 away, as Alvarado battles Zach Marriott.
Marriott, of course, 0 for 1. He grounded out to the shortstop his first time out.
Alvarado delivers. Marriott fights it off on the ground. Mara charges hard over to Castaldo in time, and that will end the threat. But the Cardinals have 3 come across in the bottom of 2 to take the 3-1 lead. We'll hear from our friends at Armstrong Bird Food before we return to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
Things can make the biggest difference. Like nature brightening your day. Bring nature to your backyard with Armstrong Bird Food. Feeding Cardinals since 1986.
Back to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Another massive turnout for the kids running the bases here at Bernie Arbor Stadium. And a whole lot of fun for those kids, Neil, and hopefully a lot of them will sleep well tonight after
I'm hoping so.
charging
I'm
hard.
definitely hoping so. They're probably not eating a lot of freezies tonight because it is kind of cold, but yeah, they're definitely going to sleep well. They got their exercise in today. Of course, I don't know if they had a PD day up in here in Hamilton, but I know where we are in Guelph, it was PD days, so everybody was home doing whatever they were doing. I was at work, so I don't know.
My wife had our little guys out today in the rain for the first time, and Wyatt was jumping in the puddles and dancing in the rain with his aunt. So
nice.
He was having a ball. And
I miss those days.
I'll tell you, by the time I was putting him down to bed before I came here,
yep,
forget about it.
Yep.
I wasn't even finished giving him a bottle, and he's saying to me, night, 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 night.
Bye-bye.
All right, I get the message. You want me to leave? I got it.
I'll get that in the morning. Don't worry about it, Dad. I'm good right now. Sleep's more important than eating.
Yep. Colby Ring back out for the Cardinals for the top of the third inning. 3 runs come across in the bottom of the second. And Neil, it's just the way that it's been of late for the Cardinals. Explosive offense.
Yep. Scoring again in threes once again like they were last week.
Sure, what did it end up? Five innings where they had 3 runs?
And then they did it again Saturday night, except they bucked the trend in the 8th inning. They threw up a 4 spot. It was just like, you guys had to ruin the matrix there.
Ruining the symmetry.
Yep. Jonathan Salaza, who flew up to the shortstop the first time up in the contest, will be the first batter here in the inning.
This is the only time where you might be semi-comfortable with Jonathan Salazo at base at the plate when no one's on base.
Thought I was going to get a souvenir all of a sudden.
I was going to say, you almost airmailed that one right to you.
Yep. There's other ways to say hi, Jonathan, A text works.
I was going to say, you'll gladly take a signed ball after the game.
Exactly, after the game, or the jersey. That works too.
Hey!
Yeah, that's just might be a tough ask, though.
You don't know unless you ask.
Oh, I know.
Got to ask the question.
Yep.
1-1 the count.
I'm sure Jeff Lonsbury is probably listening in the broadcast at home going, yeah, we're not giving him the jersey that way. $19.95 or whatever it is that it costs for those jerseys now. I'm not sure what it is, but he'll probably send me the bill for it.
You have any idea how much these things cost?
Yeah. We can't just replace the ones with the names on the back as easy.
That's true. That is very much a thing that until you get in and work in the industry, people may not realize that it's not the jersey, it's the cresting.
Exactly.
That's the issue. As Salazzo rips this one into right field. And he's going to be on with the single as DeBanning comes up with it, and Jonathan Salazzo doing what Jonathan Salazzo does.
His composure is completely different from last weekend.
Yes.
You can just tell he was battling something. He was battling the plate. He was battling the elements. But tonight he's got a little more swagger. I watched him take batting practice, and he just seemed like he was back to being the typical Jonathan Salazzo. Now he's got a big smile on his face again.
And that's what you want to see.
Yeah.
And last week, I felt bad for him because he just didn't look like he was having fun.
He didn't.
And for Jonathan Salazzo, that's just not ordinary.
No, it's not. Especially not in this ballpark.
No, and usually he's over at third base. He's talking to who's ever over there. He's talking to the first baseman. He's got a smile. He's a fun guy out on the field. And last week he just, whether it was illness or whatever was going on, he just did not look like he was having a good time.
Nope. That was in there for a strike on DeSantos, even the count at 1-1.
DeSantos went out 6-3 his first time up that play that Tyler Duncan had to bat the ball down.
Yep. He did a great job of just getting it, knocked it down enough to get his hands on it.
DeSantos really smoked it towards him. Ring tries to go off speed. That one will dive down to the dirt. 2-1.
Robinson and Vinicio due up after DeSantos.
Still trying to get used to Jose Vinicio.
Yeah,
7.
still doesn't look right.
As Ring with the look into Bernardo, delivers, gets DeSantos swinging through 2-2, and Bernardo checks back. Jonathan Salazzo has to look back to Luis Bernardo after Rempel tagged him.
Yep.
That was priceless.
That was. It's like, you put this on me? Come on.
And Salazzo's laughing, too.
Oh, yeah. What a fun bunch.
Oh, my goodness. Ring delivers. DeSantos shoots that through the gap.
Great piece of hitting there by Ryan DeSantos. Just took the pitch and put it the other way. Runners at first and second. Nobody away here to start the Maple Leafs' third inning.
Back-to-back singles, and that brings Chris Robinson, who walked his last time up.
We got to watch the pitch count here as far as Colby Ring goes. Of course, coming in the inning was at 42 pitches. 23 of them were balls, so it was just like he wasn't finding the strike zone. But now it seems like he's able to get it in the zone, but the Maple Leafs are just sitting on it and waiting on it now.
And it would appear that Mizuki Akatsuka, I believe, is the one getting loose down in the bullpen. No, I stand corrected. I believe that's Takaki Iguchi.
Iguchi. Yep.
As Ring delivers, Robinson on the ground. Charging is Ian Tomasiu. Makes the play over to first.
Only play ahead there was to go to first. Everybody else was going to be at their bases in a hurry. Robinson moves the runners up on the 5-3 groundup for the first out of the inning.
First time we've really seen Cole Ian Tomasiu have to make a play defensively, and well, it's becoming pretty easy to see why George Shalim has brought him here.
Well, George doesn't usually take a flyer on just nobody, so.
Sack fly RBI in his first at bat.
Yep.
And now making a nice play on the Robinson grounder, but as you mentioned, Neil, does move the runners up, one away for Vinicio. Ring delivers that one inside, and
Vinicio has to bail out. Or at least try to do the limbo or something out of the way.
I was going to say, darn near had to limbo under it. Matrix away from it, something.
Forgot to ask Brett Lawson what went through his mind last week when that ball came back after him.
Whoa, that was scary.
And what Bernardo said to him. That was the next question.
Yeah, that one, for folks that may not have been watching last week, the towering pitcher for the Cardinals, Brett Lawson, had a ball zip right past his head.
That was Salazzo to hit that rocket.
Yeah. Oh, Ring pulls the string and catches Vinicio swinging 1-2. And Salazzo immediately felt bad. You could see him put his hand up to
make sure he's okay.
And Brett Lawson pretty much went, oh, no, all good, man.
All good, yeah. And then takes a breath and probably says something to Bernardo like my whole life flashed before my eyes.
Yeah. What a start to the season as well for Brett Lawson. As Ring delivers, runs low, 2-2. The veteran, the history of championships, and he has come out and really put in a handful now of quality appearances.
Yep. 2 in a row, and as far as even that start against the Royals for the weather, who knows? He might be 3-0 on the season.
Ring delivers. Vinicio swings through it. Bernardo got kind of stuck between two ideas, and with the dropped strike, it's going to be Vinicio up to first. But a run scores. And it stays 1 out in the inning.
Number 6, the second baseman, Dan Mara.
Run scores K2 and a wild pitch, I'm guessing. Yep. So Vinicio's aboard on the strikeout, even though he reaches on a wild pitch. Still 1 away.
Yeah, that's one of those odd ones to score. It was Jonathan Salazzo who came around to complete his trip on the bags.
Cardinals pitchers at home now up to 38 strikeouts on the season, so good chunk of cash going from Little Caesars to Mission Services for every strikeout. $3 for every strikeout anyways, to help strike out hunger in the Hamilton area.
And remember what we were saying about how the Maple Leafs stopping the Cardinals rally at 3. They were down just by 2, and suddenly, again, runners on the corners, just 1 away.
Ring keeping Vinicio awful honest at first.
Tough spot there, too, for Luis Bernardo. You could see he wanted to make the play back to home plate.
Yep.
And by the time he looked up, it's Jose Vinicio running.
Well, exactly. And then when you saw Vinicio going down, it's like, I really don't have a chance at first now either.
And Vinicio's going to make the run to second, and
delayed steal.
Bernardo made the throw to Marriott on the cross, but he wasn't able to bring the ball down and make the tag, so Vinicio up to second on the steal.
Vinicio steals the base, takes away the double play opportunity here, at least a conventional one anyways.
So he strikes out, reaches base on a wild pitch, and then steals a base.
Steals base.
What a strange sequence. Vinicio at second, Dos Santos is at third, and Mara flares this one, falling quickly into shallow right. Dos Santos scores. Vinicio almost passes him on the base path, and it's right back to the lead for the Maple Leafs, 4-3.
You have Dan Mara, the RBI, 2 RBI singles, sorry.
Stepping up to the plate, the center fielder, number 4.
And it's 4-3 for the Maple Leafs. Yeah, when Vinicio saw that one was hanging in the air and Bernardo was chasing it in a hurry here, he took off and turned on the afterburners and pretty much had to pick up the runner in front of him to get home.
And we've got a mound visit now to talk to Colby Ring.
Love this camera work. Just love it.
Smatty Gallant down at field level, along with Jonathan Friedman.
Yep. I just love how we can get this close with a camera now.
Yeah.
For this evening's game.
Great angle work to pick up what's going on the field for us. As you got to feel a little bit tough here for Colby Ring. 1 run crosses in the second on a bases loaded walk that probably should have been a strikeout.
Yep.
He strikes out Vinicio, but the ball runs away. That keeps it at 1 out in the inning, and Vinicio ends up being the go-ahead run.
Yep.
Just seems like things not exactly going Colby Ring's way.
And the Maple Leafs aren't one of these teams you want to give extra outs to.
No, you can't. Too much talent. As the ball knocked down there by Bernardo, 1-0 to Connor Lewis. And Iguchi is right in the middle of his warm-ups right now.
Got a great pitchers duel going on in London between Barrie and London. Pretty sure it was Jose Arias versus Frank Garces this evening.
Whoa!
At Labatt Park. Scoreless in the bottom of the fourth. So, yeah, I'm guessing that's what it's still going on there.
That game could be scoreless in the bottom of the 14th with those two guys.
Those two guys going.
As Ring has to look into Lewis. I mean, one run could win that ball game, conceivably.
Yep. Conceivably.
Especially when Garces is on his game. We've seen one performance where he had the Cardinals' number, and then the Cardinals turned it around on him the next time.
It just seemed like the Cardinals went into Barrie with a different approach up there when they were facing Garces and just said, yeah, you're not going to get us tonight.
A lot of other guys around the IBL going, hey, can you give us that secret?
Yeah.
1-2 the count to Lewis. Ring winds and delivers, pulls the string, and
I guess that missed up. Like, that's right over the plate.
Is it a stretch to say the home plate umpire is struggling a little bit tonight?
I don't think it is, but again, like I said, he sets up on the inside, so it's kind of hard to see those pitches that break in late.
As Ring winds and delivers, and that time, no doubt about it, got Connor Lewis taking a healthy hack through it. His second strikeout of the inning, third of the ball game.
Stepping up to the plate with first baseman number 5.
And the applause that you heard was for the guy with the pizzas on the spear running by.
The first time I saw that, I thought those were real pizzas. I'm going, man, I want one of those.
Booth delivery.
Yes.
As Jordan Castaldo.
2, please.
That'd be all right.
Yep.
Pepperoni, Canadian, whatever you got, just bring it in.
Just bring it in. Hot and ready. Let's go.
Roll them in. Again, Jordan Castaldo batting leadoff, which we're still getting used to. And Castaldo's going to sky this one. Tyler Duncan getting back in behind the infield. He's underneath it. And again, Colby Ring has 3 cross, but prevents any further damage. And it's a 4-3 lead for the Toronto Maple Leafs through the top of the 3rd inning. Cardinals will get the bats back with a chance to pop right back to the lead when we return to Mount Mitsubishi. Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Well, some might say Friday nights are for the dogs. It is Bark in the Park, and there is a whole bunch of furry friends. Oh, hello there.
Well, that was a very cute one. Stay away from Ren, please. Although Ren's fixed, we're okay. I just don't want to explain a puppy explosion sometime in January.
No. That would not be fun.
No.
But a whole lot of furry friends around the ballpark tonight. And coming in tonight, seeing some of them on the way, and a whole bunch of friendly ones, too. Now, granted, I grew up with dogs, so maybe they know that, but they sense it.
Well, Ren has me wrapped around her finger.
Yeah, that's about right.
She just knows, okay, Dad's coming into the kitchen, so Dad's going to, if I put the certain face on, Dad will throw me something.
Yeah.
Either a dog treat or some human food or something, but you know.
My old golden retriever, Boston, I'm sure that name will surprise no one.
Not at all.
If I would have popcorn, he would have to sit next to me, and one for me, one for you.
Oh, yeah.
One for me,
that's actually how both one and Rennie are. It's like, oh, Dad's having popcorn. Okay.
I'm going to sit up here with him.
We're going to look right at him.
And Alvarado plunks Tyler Duncan to start the bottom of the 3rd.
That one just got inside a little too far. They're trying to pitch Duncan in on the hands. It's because they got the strikeout looking on that inside pitch the first time through, so they went back to the well there, and that one just drifted too far inside, and Duncan had no choice but to wear that one off the uniform.
Speaking of dogs, my wife last weekend went down for my dad's birthday party, and she got a great picture of Wyatt standing next to my parents' dog, Nexus, who's a Bernese Mountain Dog Golden Retriever cross, at the door looking out. And it's just a boy
Nice.
and his dog, and, of course, the dog's as big as Wyatt is.
Yeah.
But it's just such a cute pic. That one's going to be framed in our house somewhere.
That's awesome.
My wife's actually the one who found my parents that dog, so it was a neat.
Yep.
As Tyler Duncan takes off, he's going to go to second, slides in, safe. Stolen base for the MVP.
Good read by Tyler Duncan there to take that base and give Luis Bernardo an opportunity to cash him in now. So he's in scoring position with a 2-0 count in Bernardo's favor.
Don't think Justin Merritt got the throw he wanted, but the timing was not far off.
Nope. Got prom pictures scrolling through tonight as well, so it's like, okay. Trying to find you a couple pictures of the doggos.
Yeah, it's that time of year, too, isn't it? Prom season. And
Well, Jenny dropped me off, then she drove all the way to Paris to get pictures with the important things and everything else, and then she got back here late, and it's like, okay, cool. Sent the pictures to me. I sent a message to the future prom queen and king.
That's Alvarado.
Told them they looked absolutely beautiful together.
Well, that's fantastic.
I didn't tell them the story about my prom because that was just been awful.
Uh-oh.
I had no intention of going because I was busy coaching the high school team we have in town. We were in the opposite playoffs. Rain was coming down the whole day. I was just like, you know what? I didn't even want to go. I sent the seniors home because they had to go get ready and everything else. Like, the guys, I know we'd love to get a chance to do this, but it's going to rain all day, guys, so we're going to be here all night. I don't want to get your date ticked off at me or you guys, especially after this show that God knows what for dresses and everything else.
Right.
So I sent them home, and it's like we waited around until 4 o'clock. We still hadn't got an opportunity to play a baseball game today.
On the ground, ball to first as Mara delivers to Castaldo, but Bernardo does the job in moving Tyler Duncan to third.
So my poor date, Lindsay Woods, it was just like she was in grade 11. I had no intention of going. I had no plans to go, but everything else. But all her friends were going, so she's like, "Do you want to go with me?" I'm like, "Sure, I'll go." I'm like, I'm drenched all day because of the rain and everything else. We're at Meadowville Park in wherever that's close to Canada's Wonderland. So just
yeah, wow.
Yeah, so we're out there. It's just rain's coming down. We could sit in the school bus or we just go stand out in the rain. So I got home. My hair is a lot longer than it is now. It's curling because every time it gets wet, it just curls. So it just absolute worst time at the prom. I felt so bad for her.
Have to find a phone booth to spin around a few times to get the suit. The quick Superman deal.
Yeah. I just felt so bad for her.
As DePanning will fire this one way out of the park foul. So we had senior prom and graduation. I don't know what the heck the difference was supposed to be. I didn't go to my senior prom because I was playing inline hockey at the time. 6 assists that night. Thank you very much.
Oh, there you go. Priorities.
I was good once. I think it might have been that night. Once,
that night, no.
as in
One night only?
2-1 the count.
Was the other team missing a whole bunch of players because of proms?
Now you sound like one of my buddies.
I'm sorry.
Now you sound, giving me the business all the time.
Yeah.
As Alvarado winds and delivers, and DeBanning. Nice little piece of hitting there. DeBanning just loops it over the infield, and we're tied up again as Tyler Duncan comes around to score.
RBI single for Dennis DeBanning. As Reed just mentioned, we're tied at 4 apiece again. And Tanner Rempel, who got hit by a pitch his last time up, would be the batter now.
And apparently neither one of these two teams wants to hold a lead.
No. Don't mind scoring some runs tonight, but leads, I don't know.
We've been completely flip-flopped. It was 1 run for the Leafs and 3 for the Cardinals in the second, 3 for the Leafs, and right now anyway, 1 for the Cardinals in the third to get us to 4-4 as Alvarado runs it inside on Rempel.
No activity yet in the Maple Leafs bullpen, but
it looks
that
a
could
little
change
lonely out there.
Just looks like there's a catcher and somebody else just standing out there just to keep him company.
Alvarado delivers to Banning, was off the second, and looked like hit and run was on, but Rempel flashed it back foul. Takaki Gucci and his 14 different deliveries are out there still getting set.
Not quite 31 flavors, but he'll definitely do the job.
41 flavors, maybe?
41 flavors, maybe.
As Alvarado has the look back after seeing DeBanning take off on the last pitch.
Yep. DeBanning having words with Castaldo over there.
Probably saying, you're leading off tonight, eh?
Yeah. How's that feel?
I really want to know the answer to that now, too. When was the last time that Jordan Castaldo led off anywhere, ever?
We're gonna have to ask now. I'm not on the first name basis. I'll have to ask Galazzo to ask him for me or something.
Now, granted, he does have a double and a walk so far tonight.
Yep.
As
Rempel
Rempel
goes on the pitch.
Chops this on the ground. Vinicio charging hard. Flips it over to Castaldo at first, who makes the play as Rempel moves to Banning up the second, 2 away.
Vinicio thought about going to second, but then didn't have an option. He saw the Banning was already standing there, so he had to go across the diamond to get Rempel for the 6-3.
DeBanning, a pretty quick runner.
Yep. Had a suggestion from one of my friends who watches the games in Milwaukee. We have to give one of the kids a GoPro and let them go around the bases with just to see the vantage point.
Okay, that would be fun.
Yeah.
As Alvarado has to look back. We're being watched in Milwaukee.
Yep.
Love it. And it's amazing. Cable 14, the advent of cable14.com and the live broadcast there. It's amazing how far we can be seen these days.
I know we got people watching last year in New Zealand, too, just because, again, it was another friend. Because when I'm not busy doing baseball, I do try to do some live streams for some video games. The summer months doesn't happen too often. It's like very rare because it's just, I don't know, just don't have time, I guess.
That's what I was going to say. When do you have time to stream anything?
Yeah. Last night I was watching 2 baseball games, and it became 1 game because the other one got rained out.
Cut your workload in half.
Yeah, it's like, well, okay, I only have to clip things out from one thing now. Okay.
Connor Hicks sees ball 2 come in.
Yep. By the way, you made the playlist of the week, I think, 3 or 4 times last week, so you're okay.
Hey!
There you go.
As Alvarado winds and delivers. We did see some fun last week.
We did.
Tanner Rempel over at first base just, well, the one that I still don't know how he saw it.
I meant to ask that, too.
Coming through the sun.
Got that one, too. It's just like, how did you see that thing? Because, like, it was literally in your glove, and then down you went.
Well, we got Troy Islikar downstairs, and I'm sure at some point tonight he could find out that answer for us.
Yep.
The only problem is if he and Tanner Rempel get talking, Tanner might not make it back to first base.
No, exactly. So we have to make sure it's like, okay, he's not supposed to be coming up the bat, and it's not when he's supposed to be on the field somewhere.
As Alvarado has the look back to second, he'll wind and deliver, and Hicks fights it off, but right to Dan Morrow, who didn't have to move over at second base. Cardinals get the run across. We're knotted up once again at 4 through 3 full innings, and we'll head to the top of the 4th when we return to Mount Mitsubishi. Hamilton Cardinals, Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
It's your last chance to catch your film favorites on demand.
Got too much mouth fat, so I'll tell my dentist.
Pure blue steel. What are you talking about? I'd like to develop a look like that.
Jeff, that is affirmed. We are in a dive. We have lost vertical control.
I'm gonna cleanse. Check out the full list of last chance titles now at HollywoodSuite.ca.
The 2024 Impact Awards celebrate excellence in community programming and feature impactful alumni with stories on Cable 14's past. On June 11th at 8 p.m., join host Chris May and DJ Nicholas Pickles as they showcase the nominees and winners of this year's show.
It's packed to the rafters in the Edmonton Arena. Everyone is feeling the pressure on the Grabs as they await the American champs. Here's the Cleveland favorite Knits now, and boy, do they look impressive.
Look at their uniforms. I bet you could sure run in smart shorts like those. Not that. Look, world champs, my eye.
Grads, we don't play for glory. We play the game for the game's sake. So tonight, you're going to earn that title by playing your game. Teamwork, passing. Let's show them what it means to play the Grads.
The Edmonton Grads were champions for 25 years. The record of 502 wins and only 20 losses is unmatched in all of sport.
Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. The Cardinals and the Maple Leafs all tied up at 4 apiece, and Takaki Iguchi makes his entrance into the ball game for the Cardinals on the hill.
The Orient Express into the ball game, a 3-0 record, a 1.65 ERA, 14 strikeouts so far on the season, just 7 walks.
Iguchi's style is just so hard to decipher, as we've seen a number of different release points and a number of different throwing motions that he brings to the opposition. And there's that submarine, and that'll even the count 1-1.
Colby Ring goes 3 innings, allowed all 4 runs.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky as Morris shoots this one high, and that one is going to pop just down into the seats in front of us. Nearly had to scatter out of the way. At this time, we are incredibly pleased to be joined downstairs on headset by the legend himself, Stefan Strecker. Stefan, welcome back.
Hey, how are you? It's nice to be back, and I don't know about the legend, but I appreciate that. But I think that's just a nice way of saying really, really old.
Really, really old.
I would not say that.
How about
I
aging
can
with
then.
style? How's
I
that?
will. Oh, sure. Like a fine wine, I hope.
Yeah, aging with style.
It's certainly the way it looks. And Stefan, what was the deciding factor to come back again this season?
Well, a lot of it has to be Brett Lawson was the one who kept putting the bug in, and I have to say that Eric also, the owner, who has been fantastic, was another big reason for this. And I got to say my wife and kids were also supportive of the decision. So without them, I wouldn't be able to do it. So I think those are all the factors.
That is awesome.
That's outstanding. It's Takaki Iguchi with a strikeout, and you look at this pitching staff that you've rejoined. Brett Lawson is off to a great start to this season. You've started off the season really well, and you see some newcomers, Takaki Iguchi, Mitsuki Akatsuka, and a number of other players that have joined this Cardinals
I'm glad you're
roster.
saying their names because I can't say those names.
Well, that's why I'm here.
That's why he gets the big bucks.
Okay, makes sense.
When you see what you've put together for this season in this pitching staff, how much different is it from last year, and how has this staff meshed together so well so quickly?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with George, the GM, for getting the guys and finding guys that really are just good fits for the club, and that, and then everyone just kind of, wanting to support everyone. So that makes the big difference too, right? It feels like a family.
Yeah, you said last year on a number of occasions it was a lot of the young guys around the team that really helped make you want to continue on, and you're seeing a lot of that development right in front of you. Tyler Duncan with an MVP, but to now see a couple of rookies step right into the lineup, Zach Marriott over at second base hitting .367 coming into tonight. You ever just take a look at George Halim and say, where do you keep finding these guys?
Yeah, and you know what? Like, Zach is just like, he's a gamer, man. He's just somebody you want on that field. Like, his uniform's always dirty. He just wants to be out there and just helping the team win. And even, like, you know, bringing back guys like Niles and Duncan and Tanner Renforth and Luis and all these guys, like, it makes such a difference when you have them there, because there's the culture in the clubhouse is how you're going to win. And we have such a really great clubhouse that it shows on the field, as you can see with how we're playing and how we always respond too. Even when we're like down, we're not out of it. And that's a credit to the guys on the field, and it's also a credit to the guys in the bullpen that just want to go out and just want to help this team win.
One runner on as Connect gets to first base. Jonathan Salazzo steps in. I know you can't yell to him right now, Stefan, but when Takaki Iguchi is facing Jonathan Salazzo with a runner on, what's your best advice?
Well, just kind of what he's doing. He's just changing the arm angles and just changing the type of pitches that he's throwing, right? So because everything looks differently and everything kind of comes at him differently, so he's not going to be able to just pick up one arm slot. So what he's doing, because he's a professional pitcher, and you can see it on how he approaches the hitters in the game.
We heard it from two sources already on this season, both Colby Ring, when Neil and I had him up here during one of the school day games, and from Dean Castelli last week, talking about yourself and Brett Lawson and how you guys both being back with the team was so important with the group of young pitchers, because you guys almost operate as player coaches. You've seen it all in the IBL. You guys have had the high-end success that you can impart that to the younger pitchers. How much fun is it to work with these guys and be able to give that advice to them for you and Brett?
It's been awesome. I think Brett and I are like those two old Muppets in the balcony, if you remember that show, about just how we can impart the wisdom and just, you know, wanting to just help the guys out. And you see right there. And just, you know what, just being open to say, come talk to us. And if we see things, wanting to go out and help them, just because we've been around and we kind of see things, and wanting to be able to just say, like, hey, have you ever thought of this, or maybe try this, or maybe like just talk about a game plan, and just things that maybe they haven't had the experience yet, where we've had that experience. So whatever we can do to help the club. And like I said, all these arms, like I think of Lanigan from last year to this year now, he's grown as a leader, and guys go to him, and like Manprize and Nick Davies, and those guys are stepping up and like taking a leadership role, and Jacob Gadget coming back. Like, all of those guys have been around, so it's kind of helps us out, because it's not just us, but we're willing to help and just talk to anybody.
So what do you do to keep yourself, and especially when you're getting into our age group as far as this, what do you do to keep yourself in game shape in the off season as far as this stuff goes? Do you throw a lot to the kids? Do you do other things? What are you doing as far as staying in shape as far as that stuff goes?
Well, because of my kids' sports and everything that they have after school, what I've had to do is really just get up at like 5 a.m. and just hit the gym at that time, because it's the only time I can get there. And then just, you know what, kind of get used to that routine, and you set the routine. And the reason being is because I want to be around for my kids after school, helping them with their sports.
Stefan, it's great to have you back with the Cardinals. Great to have you back on Cable 14, and always a pleasure to get to talk to you. I've said it to you last year, one of my favorites just from watching the IBL. So thanks for the time, and keep her going here with the Cards. Good luck tonight and the rest of the way.
Thanks very much. Hopefully we get to do this again sometime.
Anytime.
I always enjoy talking to you guys, yeah?
Anytime you want, you're more than welcome.
All right, then I'm going to hold you to that offer. And,
you bet.
Maybe I'll get the other old Muppet out there one day, and we'll go join you in the booth.
Oh, we got to have a podcast or something. Thank you, Stefan.
Right, you're very welcome. Take care, guys. Enjoy the game.
That's Stefan Strecker, quite simply one of the best in the history of the IBL. I know he's very humble about it, Neil, but he and Brett Lawson, when you're talking about pitchers in the IBL, if you look that up, there's pictures of the two of them.
Oh, exactly. My question is to you now: which one is Walden from which one is Statler in the old Muppet cakes?
So I'm gonna let them make that call. That's Luis Bernardo.
It's probably safer.
Exactly my thought. Gets under the Dos Santos foul flight, and Takaki Iguchi works a clean top of the fourth. Cardinals get the bats back in their hands when we return to Mountain Mitsubishi. Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14, and I'm privileged to be here with manager George Halim. And George, very quickly, you've got some new players in town. Tell us who they are and what they're going to do for this team.
So we've added Connor Hicks and Cole Iantomasi. So they're both local guys. Cole, I mean, these are guys that are going to help us get to 50 runs in a 4-game weekend. That's what I care about. Yeah, so Hicksy is a left-handed bat, local, played for the Mets. His brother, I believe, is in AAA and is probably going to be a big leaguer. So we're getting a left-handed bat out of Indiana State. And then Cole's another right-handed bat that does damage, who is currently committed to the University of Evansville.
Where do you find these guys, and how much time do you spend scouting?
I mean, I wake up and I do my job, right? I mean, I look deep in my mind and think back to what they were in high school and what I remember. And if I can remember that they were really good people that happen to be good ball players, then they're for us. I go out and look for them.
Stefan Strecker was on with us a few moments ago, and he really mentioned family and how you've created that. You've got a good mix of senior guys and some real young guys, and they really seem to be gelling.
Yeah, I mean, last year I learned the hard way that you got to be all about culture, right? There's talent everywhere. There's good ball players everywhere. But to find the combination of really good people that happen to be really good ball players and get them all in a locker room together, you get what you get here.
Well, that's just great, phenomenal going forward, and it's really paying off this season. Love the way the team looks, and thanks very much for the job you do.
Thank you very much. I appreciate being here.
Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much, Troy. As we begin the bottom of the 4th inning, George Halim, when it comes to general managers, Neil, we're talking about the elite of the elite with George Halim.
Oh, no question we are. We are.
Now, he mentioned Indiana State for Connor Hicks, but that's not the fun one, as Josh Niles leads off the bottom of the 4th for the Cardinals. He was playing summer ball down south for the Macon Bacon.
The Macon Bacon.
Now, that is fun. And you and I have talked before about some of the fun names and fun logos in minor league and summer baseball. Yep. The Macon Bacon has got to be a top 5, I think.
Definitely have to go Google that one tonight, that's for sure.
Josh Niles looking at a 2-1 from Wilgenius Alvarado. Alvarado winds and delivers, and Niles is going to poke this one into right field, and Niles is on his horse around first. The big fella charging hard to second. He'll hit the brakes with the standing double.
Josh Niles has definitely got the swagger back in the bat tonight, that's for sure. Two RBI single in the second inning, and now a double to lead off the inning here in the 4th.
I was just going to say, remember what you said earlier about getting the timing back, going from the aluminum bat to the wood bat?
He heard us.
Yeah.
He heard us.
And
message received.
Appreciate the clarification from George on the last name, Cole Iantomasi.
Yeah.
As George mentioned to Troy.
Yes, we'll have to put that in the little notes here.
And we talked about the cresting on jerseys earlier on, and Cole Iantomasi, I'm pretty sure, will have a rush put on his the way he's playing so far tonight.
Yep.
Not going anywhere, kid.
Nope. You're here all summer.
As Alvarado winds and delivers 1-1.
And call your coach now and tell him you're going to be a few weeks late.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if the early returns are any indication.
Yep.
And another young piece of this Cardinals lineup that this group is just going to continue to grow together. As Alvarado runs this one inside.
Still nobody throwing down in the Maple Leaf bullpen, but there's some guys getting loose stretch-wise anyways.
There is some stirring. Interesting to see the difference in strategy. The Cardinals bringing Iguchi in for the 4th. Maple Leafs giving a little bit more rope here to Alvarado.
Well, I got to think it's just Ring hasn't thrown a lot of innings either so far, whereas Alvarado, this is his 4th start now. So, although his last one wasn't long.
And as we mentioned earlier, the Jackfish will do that to you.
Yep.
And again, Alvarado trying to run that one inside, and almost having to jump out of the way was Iantomasi.
Well, you mentioned off camera when you were watching the game a little bit, and it's like, okay, Chatham Kent jumped out to that 2-0 lead, and then the Jackfish seemed to wake up the pond.
Yeah, they pulled a Welland. Yeah, they just all of a sudden, whoa, yeah, there they are.
Another great start from Ben Abram.
Seth Strong had the Barnstormers feeling good about themselves, and then look out as Iantomasi's going to beat that one out. Mara Mara makes a really nice play back off second base to get it and deliver to Castaldo, but Ian Tomasi showing off the speed up the base path.
Some relentless wheels up the line here, and that's just another facet to the Cardinals game. They're not slow at all on these base paths.
And with that, it's runners on the corners for Brendan Nicholson, who has a single and a stolen base.
Yep.
Because, of course, he does.
Yep. Got a single, and Niles was nice enough to take off the third for him.
That's right. As Alvarado delivers, and Nicholson chops this one up the middle. Vinicio steps over on second, and Vinicio makes the double play to Castaldo at first, but it will bring Niles home, and the Cardinals have the lead 5-4.
No RBI for Nicholson because it was a double play, but he did the job. He got another run home, gave the Cardinals the lead, and Jose Vinicio makes it look so easy on this replay. Just one hands the ball and then flips so gracefully across to get the speedster down the line.
He got both his feet on second base.
Yeah. He's like a balladeer out there.
I would have tripped.
I would have fallen off the side of the base, never mind tripping. I would have slipped right off.
You watch a guy like Jose Vinicio play short, and it's poetry in motion.
Yeah.
Just absolutely smooth. And that'll bring Zach Marriott in. Marriott having a slow night by his already lofty standard.
0 for 2.
And that one misses outside, 1-1.
And it's close to just be a rookie getting some good looks here and anything else. And pitchers in the league go, okay, so this is what this kid likes to hit. Let's not throw those to him.
Well, I'm sure that's going to be part of it is they try to figure Marriott out.
He tries to appeal the case to the umpire. He thought he didn't go around, but the umpire said he did.
I didn't think he went around either. 1-2 the count. Alvarado will wind and deliver, and that one running way away, and there you see the quick hands of Justin Mara. There's a reason he is regarded as such a top catcher.
Played in the Chicago Cubs organization. He was roommates with Trevor Gretzky.
I remember you telling me that last season as Marriott, well, there's the single, flares that one through the infield, and he's on again.
Who else we got to talk about so they can get some hits tonight? Jeez.
I think the Maple Leafs are looking for a little bit of that from us as well.
Yeah. They're going to send somebody up saying, please talk about me, please.
As Tyler Duncan will step in. I still I stand in awe, Neil. And obviously pitchers are going to make adjustments. We saw Alvarado on that at-bat making adjustments. Zach Marriott just seems to be one of those guys that can hit.
He adapts to whatever's going on in front of him. He just wants to be a part of this team.
Duncan stepping in, and the first pitch is low. Tyler Duncan coming off a ridiculous week.
Yep.
And that was including a game that didn't happen. Cardinals stormed through 3 of what was intended to be a 4-game weekend.
And they were probably in good position to take care of. Probably would have taken the 4th one in Brantford.
Yeah.
Brantford would have had a fully depleted pitching staff by the end of Saturday night, too, so it wasn't boding well.
Alvarado winds and delivers, and okay.
Yeah.
Where did that one miss? 2-1.
I'm not sure.
We've mentioned it a little bit. Don't want to harp on it, but
no, but he's having an off night.
Yeah, it's a tough night at home plate.
Yep.
As Alvarado will deliver, Marriott's off for second, and Justin Mara.
Sit down, Rook.
That was downright pretty from Justin Mara delivering to second base to catch Zach Marriott. And the inning will end with the Cardinals holding the 1-run lead, as we will be right back with more Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. And every Friday night, our games are proudly brought to you by Mountain Mitsubishi, located at 2515 Upper James, right here in Hamilton. Hit the home run with Mountain Mitsubishi. Great partners to have along for Friday Night Baseball. ESPN has Sunday nights, Cable 14 has Friday nights.
Yep, it works for me.
It was all an idea last year of Eric Spearin to make Friday Night Baseball a thing. And when he decides he's going to make something a thing,
it becomes a thing.
It becomes a thing. And it has continued to grow, and we are happy to be a part of it. As Chris Robinson will step in. His third trip up tonight. First time, though, to face Takaki Iguchi.
Robinson's walked, and he's also grounded out 5-3.
And there are not a whole lot of people that can replicate what you'll see the first time that you go up against Takaki Iguchi.
No. Especially not in this league or any league around the same similarity as far as the talent base.
Stefan Strecker made a very interesting point, and I thought it was a very good one when we talked to him in the last inning, referring to Iguchi as a professional pitcher.
Yep. Changes the arm angle, changes the eye level as far as a batter goes, too.
Now, how are you supposed to pick that up between Iguchi and Mitsuki Akatsuka, who can throw left or right?
Yep.
Not easy. We have not seen Akatsuka on a Friday night as of yet. First time we've seen Iguchi on a Friday night. And Robinson fouls it back again, 1-2.
Again, like we've alluded to many times in the game, it's just, guys trying to get some innings until we start getting the four-week games on a regular basis. It's just hard to get guys innings and get in that hustle and flow.
Now to the submarine style to get the second strikeout of the game for Takaki Iguchi.
That is another Little Caesar strikeout for Hunger.
Well, and the next time we have an opportunity to hear from our Troy Islikar downstairs, I'd love to hear his thoughts down at field level, seeing the two different deliveries from Iguchi.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy to watch from up here, Neil. From down at field level, it's got to just be confounding.
Well, exactly. And you step into the batter's box against it. Vinicio shows bunt here, and that's not a bad idea if you're Jose Vinicio. You use your speed to your advantage, especially when you had the third baseman playing a little further back, but now he's definitely on the edge of the grass, and Rempel's creeping in a few steps as well here in case he does square around.
Problem with Vinicio is you have to respect the bunt as well as going to the submarine, and Vinicio just left the bat on the shoulder.
Like, what am I supposed to do with that?
What is going on here?
Yep. Gonna have to mic these guys up sometime.
Oh, that'd be fun. There's Iguchi over the top. Vinicio puts it on the ground. Duncan charging hard, just underneath the backhand.
Vinicio thought about going to second there.
Stepping up to the plate tonight's beer batter. The
I
second
think Duncan was having a bit of a discussion with Cole Iantomasi about where they wanted to be set up on that.
Yep.
Tough play for Duncan to make coming to his right. Still nearly made it.
Yep.
But Vinicio will reach likely on a single.
Yep, it'll be a single.
Nate's giving me the nod behind us. Thank goodness we've got him back there.
Yep.
As Iguchi turns back to first. That was a quick move.
It's the first time I've ever seen Jose Vinicio almost get picked off.
We didn't see that during a school day game appearance, that kind of quick move.
Nope.
Iguchi delivers. That one runs inside, and
Bernardo has no choice but to keep that one.
Yep. That time Vinicio got the jump.
Yep.
Just looked like everything stopped as Vinicio took off.
And it was like, oh, okay. Now I can't throw through here because I got Dan Mara crashing towards the plate on the swing attempt.
Second stolen base of the game for Jose Vinicio. Iguchi goes submarine, and it's 1-1. And now getting a chance to confuse Dan Mara. Jose Venicio's got the tap shoes on out off second base. Higuchi's going to look back, and again, he nearly got him. And, Venicio.
I think he got the ball in the back.
Yeah. Marriott tried to reach across. Oh!
Yep. He's going to have Rawlings marks where he wasn't expecting to see Rawlings marks tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah, that did not feel good. He might steal third just for spite.
Yeah. There he goes.
There he goes. Bernardo has to look up and...
No chance. You can't throw through Amara, so no.
Second stolen base in
we
this
love
trip.
you, Jose.
He is just so much fun.
Yeah, he is.
Watch him in the field, the incredible range, and then the great speed on the base paths.
He just has so much fun with it, too.
I'm going to take a ball to the back, and then I'm going to pop up and steal a base. Higuchi, submarine style, and Mara. Is there a magnet in the Maple Leafs dugout tonight?
Did Jeremy Veilleux live one there from Saturday night? Because that was like what he used to get attracted to every time last year he came in here in Hamilton. He'd get hit sometime. Maybe he left it in there, but the dugout finally.
That's two of the hardest hit balls I've seen into a dugout so far. Whoa, how did Dan Mara stay off that one? He was almost falling over the plate.
Yep. Infield in now, just trying to keep the run. Venicio at third here.
That would be a tough play to make. Higuchi, submarine, and that one will run away. Mara's got the walk.
At least now it sets up the double play again as long as they can keep Mara at first base, but they got to keep an eye on Venicio too.
Number 4, Connor Lewis.
Because he might just take off. You throw over at the first.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting chess match right here.
Connor Lewis is 0 for 2. He's flown up to right field and struck out his last time up.
Because even if Dan Mara takes off here, if Bernardo throws to second to try to get him, Venicio's going to come home.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like first movement, he's going to be going home. That sounds like one of my dogs barking over there. Do I have to pop my head out and give some lectures?
It's amazing how you can tell your dogs bark usually in a crowd.
Yeah.
I think everything's okay. They're just having fun, I believe.
Yeah.
Haven't heard any growling tonight. Everybody's been well behaved.
That's good. Well, they all had dog treats when they came in, so
that's fair. Higuchi just off the plate.
they're all going to want to come back next time because, like, we get treats at the ball game.
Well, I think that's the idea.
Yeah. Well, we brought Winnie to the one game I was doing on the PA system at Labatt Park, and the poor dog just went bonkers because every time she heard my voice.
Oh, I wouldn't have even thought of that. As Higuchi gets Lewis swinging through.
It's like, I can hear him. Where is he? Like, looking all over the place and barking her head off.
My parents say their dog does that all the time. If they've got one of the games that I'm calling on, he'll walk around behind the TV like, hey, wait a minute. I know it's him, but where is he? As Higuchi. Again, submarine style. Lewis to short. Duncan has it explode off the glove. We're tied again at 5.
Tyler Duncan just needs to be a little bit taller than when I got that one, but unfortunately, he's already 6'5", 6'3", but he's just got off the glove and took it just a little too far.
Would have been a tough play to make, even if he had come up with the ball.
I don't think he had a play. I think he might have been able to keep Venicio at third. That's it.
So Lewis will drive in Venicio. And with one away in the inning, we're tied up again.
I think that's likely going to be scored a single.
As Jordan Castaldo will step in. And Higuchi gets him looking at strike one.
Nate's right behind me, so I can't see exactly what he's not, I guess, or not. So I can't put the powers of Kreskin on right now.
We're going to have to get you like a mirror so you can look back.
Like, okay, it's all good.
Higuchi delivers. Gets Castaldo behind 0-2.
Of course, point streak's still down, so we can't cheat either. So
now, is that a server issue with point streak?
Like something with the Cloudflare servers or something. Something's going on. It's like, I know it keeps popping up in my error message and whatever else. Apparently it does work on the mobile phone a little bit, but I haven't any luck tonight.
Iziguchi delivers and gets Castaldo swinging through strike 3.
That is another Little Caesar strikeout for.
That is the third strikeout of the appearance for Takaki Iguchi. And overall for the Cardinals tonight, it's their 6th.
Catcher number 9, Justin Mara.
Feel free to check my math.
So that's 44 strikeouts on the season for Cardinals pitchers. That's a whole lot of dollars going to Mission Services.
Thank you, Little Caesars. As Mara has a look. That's Justin Mara at strike 1.
And memo to the visiting IBL teams, by all means, if you want to strike out 5 or 6 times a night, I'm sure Little Caesars are good for it.
100%. And it certainly helps out in the community.
It definitely does.
As Iguchi will deliver again. And he's got Mara down 0-2. On another beautiful Friday night here at Bernie Arbor Stadium.
Got a rain delay in London now, but the Barrie Bay Cats are leading that game 3-0.
Oh, and he gets Mara looking. Does Takaki Iguchi. Back-to-back strikeouts, 3 in the inning, 4 total in his outing. And the Cardinals and Maple Leafs are tied at 5. Cardinals will get the bats back in their hands when we return to Mount Mitsubishi. Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back to Mount Mitsubishi. Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Neil, as you mentioned in the top of the inning, it is a rain delay in London.
Yep.
And as we tick on 20 after 9, it may be imperative at this point, if you're the Cardinals or the Maple Leafs, to get into a lead.
Indeed, you would be. That would definitely be the wise plan here.
The weather is coming from that direction.
Yep.
And the question is, will it end up coming towards us, or, as we saw so many times last year, as if we were in a bowl?
Yeah, it just kind of veers away like it parts the Red Seas when it gets to this stadium. It goes on the other side of us.
I'm just having a quick look on the radar map, and yeah, right now London is
getting pounded.
Yeah, they're in a bit of a deluge just at the moment.
Yeah.
And that doesn't look like it's going to go past anytime soon, because there's a second band. And
yeah,
let's put it this way: you're going to want to be in the lead of the ball game right around 10 o'clock.
Yeah, so you got 40 minutes to get the lead here.
Yeah, because there is a band that's coming in that will get to our location right around 10. And anytime after that, it could get a little ugly.
Yep. Tyler Duncan will bat here.
And at that time of the night, we're not going to be able to get a stop to the game and a restart.
No, exactly. Not at that time of night. Grounds crew guys will have gone home and everything else. And at that time of night, you don't want to play with park curfews as well, which I'm not sure if there is one here or not, but I know in past years there was.
Tyler Duncan sends this one off second. No, just not in time.
Great play by Justin Mara to get that ball over in a hurry to Castaldo at first. 4-3, Duncan's retired for out number 1.
Quick hands here from Mara to make that happen.
Stepping up to the plate, the catcher number 14, Louis.
Replay went in hyperspeed.
Troy Islikar downstairs is studying the weather maps. He's saying there is the possibility we could be good until 11:15.
All right. I'll take Troy's word.
That is a much better forecast.
Yes.
than what it looked like on the radar map that I had up a minute ago. So I'm hoping Troy's right. And as Luis Bernardo steps in.
There's somebody throwing down there in the Maple Leaf bullpen now. I think it's number 27.
So Alvarado's evening could be starting to come to a close as Bernardo fights that one off and fouls it back 1-2. Alvarado has put in a shift so far tonight for the Maple Leafs. It's been a little bit up and down, but in a couple of big moments, he's been making it work. 2-2 the count. Alvarado readjusts the hat and looks right back in.
Leafs might be going for broke tonight if that's what I'm going to think it is down there. That's Castro getting loose down there.
Ball on the ground. Stellazo over to Castaldo at first, and it's 2 away. And
Stepping up to the plate, the right.
That'll bring Dennis DeBanning in. It is Angel Castro.
Yep. Former Oakland A, Angel Castro.
So the Maple Leafs are sensing an opportunity to pick up a needed victory in this ball game.
Yep.
And Neil, if you got to go from facing Wilgenius Alvarado to Angel Castro, it's a tough night at the park.
Exactly. Both guys that can bring it.
As Alvarado delivers, DeBanning sends it on the ground, foul.
You can definitely feel the culture shift as far as the Hamilton Cardinals goes, because last year they would face a guy like a Claudio Custodio or an Angel Castro and just feel like overmatched. This year it's like, okay, we're used to seeing everybody's ace.
And Dennis DeBanning will flare this into right field. He's got his second single of the ball game.
Castaldo looked at that, thought about going up for it, and going, yeah, it's over my head. Dennis DeBanning on with a 2-out single.
Stepping up to the plate, the first baseman.
And Tanner Rempel will be the batter now. He was hit by a pitch, came around to score, and grounded out 6-3 in the third inning.
Yeah, this would be a pretty good moment here for Tanner Rempel to step up with something.
We had an absolute no-doubter here Saturday night.
He has that kind of power. Alvarado off speed, able to bring that one back over the plate.
Connor Hicks waits in the wings. He's 1 for 2.
And we heard George Halim talking about Connor Hicks with Troy earlier. Rempel fouls this one back. That was sound effects in the ballpark. That was not a windshield.
That was nobody's car. Don't panic yet.
Yeah, we don't need to phone Bel Air just yet.
Yep. Car in the ball in the windshield. Okay. Where were you parked?
Never mind.
Never mind.
What
supermarket.
What does that matter?
Parked at the supermarket. Okay.
As Rempel flares this one out foul as well. DeBanning was on his way to second.
Yep. You explain that one to those guys. It was in the supermarket parking lot. That's what had happened.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah. Strangest thing.
I was at an Esso, and all of a sudden my windshield
came.
There
was this ball in the middle of the screen here. I'm not sure how it got here.
Alvarado, whoa.
We've seen both teams do that tonight now. Yeah.
It's going both directions?
It is. It's an off night. Let's leave it at that.
Best I got right now.
Yeah. That's not a criticism. That's just having an off night.
Yeah. Alvarado delivers. Rempel fights it off, and the at-bat stays alive. And Alvarado's getting a little frustrated.
Yeah. You just see by that arm action when he got that baseball back from the umpires, like, yeah, okay.
And, yeah, notice the body language of Alvarado. He noticed, too, that he had to settle himself back in.
Yep.
Tanner Rempel fighting him here.
DeBanning's got to go check back to first here still.
Alvarado delivers. Rempel flares it into center field. Lewis gets to it. And the side retired. We're through 5 full innings. Cardinals, Maple Leafs tied up at 5. You're watching Mountain Mitsubishi, Hamilton Cardinals, Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
Three days of transcendental escapism. This event is all about rebirth.
Namaste.
You've got no idea what you've just walked into.
These are people, they are lining up for slaughter. They need help.
It's them. They're coming for us.
I say we show them the same mercy they shown us.
Where are you going?
Nervous wait.
Be sure to tune in to the next episode of A Little Market Insight, where we are sitting down with Stefan from SPI Renovations to talk about reno staging. We're also going on the road with Dan Guest to talk about tankless water heaters. And then lastly, we have Mike from Display Your Way joining us in studio to talk all about home security systems. You're not going to want to miss it. Be sure to catch it on Cable 14 and cable14.com.
You must be the reporter. Come with me.
So, Miss McGill, how does it feel being Canada's famous women engineer?
The real story is the work we've done retooling this factory.
To build the Hawker Hurricane?
Indeed. 40 planes last month with a capacity of up to 100. Our fighters are over England as we speak. Of course, it pains me to see airplanes mass-produced like boxcars or baby carriages. But in war, we make concessions in favor of innovation.
You must feel at home, though, managing all of these women.
I'm not here to manage women.
Well, you must admit it is an unusual job.
I'm the chief engineer here. I do what engineers do. That's all.
What are we doing now?
We are to win this war. We need to know how she flies.
Elsie McGill was the world's first female aeronautical engineer. She oversaw Canada's production of Hawker Hurricanes during the Second World War, earning her the nickname Queen of the Hurricanes.
Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi, Hamilton Cardinals, Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. The Cards, the Leafs, all tied at 5 as we enter the top of the 6th inning with Takaki Iguchi still going for the Cardinals, and he will face Marcus Connect.
Iguchi at 44 pitches now as the first pitch is in there for a strike on Marcus Connect.
Saw Drew Mainprize starting to loosen up a little bit earlier, but it looks like he has shut that down.
Yeah, it looks like just guys were just throwing for the sake of throwing now.
Now, Iguchi has the ability to both start and relieve. So, as a reliever, being over 40 pitches, we don't really know what that entails for Iguchi. He could go the rest of the night.
He could, because again, he's just been probably building the stamina as far as everything else goes, throwing enough bullpens to keep the pitch count at probably a reasonable 75, 80 pitches somewhere in here.
Great off speed there from Iguchi, bending right back over the plate. Almost started that towards Connect's shoulder. Iguchi delivers. Connect shoots this into center field. Brendan Nicholson backing up. One away.
I've seen Marcus Connect hit some pretty big moonshots over the years, so every time he gets one into the sky, I'm going, okay, please stay in the yard. please stay in the yard.
He's clearly got that kind of power now, because that looked like he flicked his wrists, and it was way out there in deep center.
He's got one of those swings when he gets well, he makes connect with it, not to borrow his name or anything, but he connects with it. You can just tell off the bat.
I was fighting all night not to be the first one to do it.
I did it. Sorry.
That's all right. I think on the bingo cards at home, people would have had me making the pun first. So I'm glad for once I was able to use discretion.
Well, I'm glad the bingo cards in the home game, not some drinking game. That's okay.
I believe it's bingo cards.
Yeah,
anyway.
it's bingo cards.
I told you before, my friends did invent a drinking game when I'm calling hockey.
Oh, great.
And
you did say that.
Yeah, they've had some fun nights with that one. Salazzo puts that one on the ground. It's going to run foul. Well, I've just got a few that I use in situations, but they managed to go through and pick out all the ones that I quite frequently use. And
yeah, that they just have a fun time.
Like, oh, come on, guys.
It's like, yeah, we know he's going to say this, so, just get ready.
I'm not that predictable, am I? Well,
Not really.
as Iguchi delivers. I'll take the support, though. I will.
Well, exactly. It's nice to have people actually watching the games.
That's right. That's right. I got a great group of folks rooting. As Takaki Iguchi will wind and deliver. Salazzo on the ground. Marriott scoops to Rempel at first, 2 away.
You'd be hard-pressed to realize Zach Marriott hadn't played second base all year till he came here. He was always a third baseman at school, at Hendricks College and everything else, but just wanted to do what he could to be part of this team and work his way into the lineup.
I mean, it looks second nature.
Yeah.
Of course, we saw that last year with Lane Renault, who I think played 4 different positions.
Yeah, and I think Lane, if I'm not mistaken, is the one walking around with that air cast right now, so, or that thing on the boot on the foot anyways.
Well, and that would be a good reason why Cole Tomasi was necessary to come in.
Saw somebody down there last weekend with a boot on it, and I wasn't sure who it was.
As Iguchi. And on a night like tonight is one where you might want to have that bat of Lane Renault available too, because we continue to talk about it. His flair for the dramatic in moments.
Yep.
As Iguchi delivers, and that's going to run to 2-1. He just seems to have a knack in moments where the Cardinals need a hit, they need a run driven in. He just seems to pick those moments.
Yep.
And by the way, a heck of a nice guy. 2-2 the count.
I had the pleasure of watching him hit for the Cycle in Guelph the one year, and it was just like, okay, came up with the 9th inning. He got hit by a pitch. He pleaded his case to the umpire. No, I didn't get hit. They came up and hit one off the fence. Stopped at first base.
I was going to say, what did he need? What was left?
I think it was a single. I think that's all he needed was a single. They stopped at first base. I'm pretty sure he probably popped an umpire, a cold one on the way out the door on the way home.
I swear it didn't hit me. 3-2 the count to Ryan Dos Santos, and Iguchi wanted that one.
Like, it's got to be right up there as far as with a no-hitter is hitting for a cycle in a ball game.
Oh, absolutely. As Iguchi delivers and gets Dos Santos swinging through it. 5 strikeouts in the ball game for Takaki Iguchi. Cardinals keep it all knots at 5 as we head to the bottom of 6 when we return to Mountain Mitsubishi. Hamilton Cardinals, Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi. Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. It's becoming a bit of a tradition. Where is Troy Islikar in the ballpark? And Neil, he's down at the concession. Troy, take it away.
Who works in the concession stands down here. Robbie, tell us what you guys have for everyone that comes to Hamilton Cardinals games.
Perfect. So we have our traditional. We got hot dogs, sausages. We have poutine. We have popcorn. We got chips. We got candy. Luckily, this year, we are lucky enough to get our wonderful sponsors, Deningers, who supply our hot dogs and our sausages, as well as our chili this year for our chili dogs and our chili cheese fries. Basically, we have everything you could want, from Gatorade to pop to water to even lager from Sean and Ed's Brewery down in Dundas. Yeah, there's lots. It just depends on what you'd like. We even got popcorn. We even got peanuts.
Wow, you got it all. And Reed, do you remember the great hot dog challenge we used to do? I'm going to try the hot dog here tonight. It's from Deningers. It's probably going to be a winner. Remember, 1 bite. Everyone knows the rules. Oh, yeah. That's stellar. Guys, back to you. I got to finish this hot dog.
I like hot dogs.
How does Troy get the plum assignments downstairs?
I like hot dogs. We'll take one with mustard, please, Troy. What do you want on yours, Reed?
Whatever. I don't care. Just bring them up.
Yeah.
A couple.
My stomach's going, yeah, we had dinner at like 4 o'clock. Come on, dude.
Wow. Denninger's Hot Dogs. What a sponsorship. That's a round of applause for Eric
from this
Spearin.
town, and I know all about Denninger's.
Yeah, no, that's a round of applause for Eric Spearin and the Hamilton Cardinals getting them on board.
Now we're going to have to stop there on Sunday, I think. Pick up some for the barbecue this week.
I would recommend.
Yeah.
I can't recommend enough, to be honest with you. Connor Hicks comes in, new pitcher on the hill for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So Wilginis Alvarado's night is over. And like Colby Ring, a little bit of tough luck in a sense.
Jillian Timochko, the new pitcher.
And Timochko facing Connor Hicks is his first batter. 1-1 the count. Troy and I, when we were doing a number of different venues for Junior B or Junior A or Allen Cup hockey, we had the Great Canadian Hot Dog Challenge where we went around and compared I think it was an excuse for us to get hot dogs in each place we went to.
Yeah, that works too. I know Noah Smith, who does the London Major games, did that in every hockey rink he was in with the Fry Challenge this year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the same idea. We had actually this season we had one of our assistant equipment managers do that with popcorn, and it was so much fun. And we found out that the J.L. Greitmeyer Arena in Dundas actually has one of the premier hot dogs, but now, with Bernie Arbor Stadium getting Denninger's, that's
all bets are off.
Yeah, that's an X factor. 3-1 the count to Hicks, and he is going to sky this one. Benicio backing in out of the infield, and he'll have it for the first out.
I looked straight up at that ball. I didn't think it was out that far. I thought it was somewhere in the infield. Benicio's out in the grass playing with that one.
It just kept pushing. Josh Niles, who has made an impact in the ball game tonight, steps in.
Yep, 2 for 2 in the contest. He definitely hurt us. 2 RBIs as well. Single and a double.
So interesting as well, Neil, we saw Angel Castro getting loose.
Yep.
And then it was not Castro who comes in, but Julian Timochko.
Yep.
So maybe one of those situations where they were just trying to get Castro
loose or something, or just a throw for an inning. Because they have a game against the Royals tomorrow too. So.
Oh, look at this!
Oh, Troy, you are the man.
We have booth service. Troy Islikar with the Denninger hot dogs. Thank you, sir.
And he brought napkins. He knows us too well.
I think so. We're gonna have to move some stuff around up here so Troy can take a seat.
Well, I wasn't going to let you guys have all the fun. Have all the fun. I want to share some fun.
Oh, appreciate that, Troy.
Now, the only problem for me is doing play-by-play. I got to wait for in-between innings.
Yep.
It's 3-1 the count now to Josh Niles.
I'll do the same just so I don't make you feel bad.
All right, so who are you talking to get all these plum assignments downstairs, pal?
Well, I just make it up on my own.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, we've been trying to get down to the concession for weeks, and everything just worked out tonight. And nice people down there and a lot of product.
It even smells good. Oh.
You've been doing the tour around this ballpark. Troy, you and I have done games here off and on over a number of years. The work that's gone into what Eric Spearin has done around this park, it's second to none.
Yeah, absolutely, and the fans know it and appreciate it, and that's why you get the turnouts that we have here tonight, and the players really appreciate it. I know just down there talking with them, it's just phenomenal, the feedback from them.
Cole Antomasi, who already has a single in his debut, and Josh Niles
had to dive back. He almost got picked off.
Yeah, doing a one-man tango off first base. As Zion Tomasi will step back in, take another look.
It was one step left, one step right.
Justin Morris said, hey, hold on a second here.
Yeah, this team is a different team with the Maras back in.
Ball chopped on the ground, and Neil knows the Maras well. And Neil, it does make a massive difference when you've got Justin Mara catching Dan Mara at second.
Well, it just seems to settle down the infield. It just gives the pitchers that, that extra vibe back there. Okay, we've got somebody that's going to be capable of keeping the ball in front of them, and if somebody decides to go on me, probably throw them out.
And then top-end talent at each infield position. Castaldo, Dan Mara, Vinicio, Salazzo. 1-1 the count with one away, and again, Timochko checking back on Josh Niles.
Mama Niles is going, thank God I don't have to do his laundry.
Yeah, the bright white pants, and they are dirt covered.
They're dirt covered.
Timochko delivers. Gets Ian Tomasi swinging on the off speed. Troy Takaki Iguchi's been on the hill for the Cardinals. Get to see him down at field level, coming over the top in the submarine style. Neil and I marvel at it from up here. Downstairs, the batters just have to be confounded.
Yeah, it's all about deception and coming from different angles, bringing that ball in from underneath, coming up, and then over top and hitting the corners. It's really something to watch in behind home plate.
Ian Tomasi gets caught looking as Brandon Nicholson will step in.
It's almost like watching a Frisbee competition, the way that ball comes in.
He just struck out, but Cole Ian Tomasi, George Leem was talking to you a little bit earlier. He seemed very, very high on both Connor Hicks and Cole Ian Tomasi.
Yeah, he was super excited when I talked to him just off the top tonight. Ooh, just back.
Just back.
Josh Niles got to be careful over there. They are really trying to keep him glued to first base.
Well, if he keeps sliding back like that, he's going to have like 6 more pounds of dirt in his pants, so that's okay.
And George, being the baseball savant that he is, just rhyming off these guys that he's looked at and his scouting day to day is just phenomenal.
Yeah, listening to him rhyme off the places these guys have played, the places these guys are committed to, and I'm thinking, wow, that is impressive. And then I realized that's got to be how you feel next to me when I start going on European hockey players.
Exactly.
Yeah. As Nicholson swings through for strike 2.
As long as you can write out the phonetic
phonetics for you, yes.
I'm okay.
That's what Strecker said to me earlier about Akatsuka and Iguchi trying to say the names.
Exactly.
Glad you said it.
Yep.
As Timochko looking at 0-2.
You will henceforth be known as Bob.
And
we've had a couple of those over the years.
Yep.
George was saying, I think Connor's brother is going to be playing in the majors very soon.
Very soon. Connor Hicks.
Boy, that's impressive. Connor Hicks, talking to Neil earlier about it, he was talking about Indiana State, but the fun one is he played for the Macon Bacon in summer ball.
Yeah.
There's got to be guys traveling to Georgia just to play for that team.
Oh, exactly.
Come on. As Timochko keeping tabs on Josh Niles. Delivers the 0-2 to Nicholson, or pardon me, the 1-2 to Nicholson. That one's outside, 2-2.
Well, with weather coming too, every base runner is very important here. You can score one, as long as it's get to a legal game. That's what they're trying to do here because they know both teams know what's coming.
And Nicholson caught looking as Timochko gets him 2 strikeouts in that inning for Julian Timochko. We're 5-5 through 6 full. We got hot dogs to eat. You're watching Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi, Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. And while we're eating away up here, let's remind the folks at home that our crew meals are brought to us this season by Little Caesars Pizza. 8 locations around the Hamilton area. Pizza is never too far away with Little Caesars. And, of course, the incredible program on strikeouts with the Hamilton Cardinals this season. So much great work done by Little Caesars, and we thank them for being a big part of Cable 14 and the Hamilton Cardinals this season.
Indeed we do. How was that hot dog?
Denninger's is a winner.
It is. That's definitely going to get a couple of those for the freezer this weekend.
Let's think about this for a moment. As Robinson flares this one foul, Little Caesars is a partner.
Yep.
Swiss Chalet is a partner. Denninger's is a partner.
Yep. Got KFC on the side.
KFC is a partner.
Yep.
I don't think it gets a whole lot better than this.
No, I don't think it does. No.
That is some elite food options.
It is.
Our producer Travis Blackwell is telling me I can eat the hot dog on the air. But
all right, that's fine.
I might.
We can work between bites. Don't worry.
Let's see how this inning is unfolding. As Gucci delivers, 3-1 the count.
We're just gonna get more comments in our emails tomorrow, or messages from people. It's like, yeah, you're typical you guys. By the way, there was a baseball game going on where you guys were stuffing your faces full of hot dogs.
Hey, it's not. Troy brought them up here.
Yeah, I know.
And I mean,
thank you again to Troy for bringing them up.
Huge thank you to Troy. And
yes.
Of course, you work with Troy long enough, and you realize he just goes wherever he feels like.
Yeah, exactly.
He's making friends. The guy running the concession stand is now his best buddy, I think.
Yep. He'll be catering the weddings for the future.
3-2 the count. As Iguchi will have the long look in and deliver. And staying alive is Robinson.
Robinson 0 for 2. He does have a walk. He was thrown out at the plate on the 3-2 in the second inning.
Takaki Iguchi has come on and really settled things down for the Cardinals. 1 run, and that was after Jose Vinicio stole 2 bases.
Yep.
Robinson's going to tee this one into center field, and it'll drop right in front of Nicholson. And it's a runner on with nobody away. And speaking of Jose Vinicio,
he's back. If he could steal first base in this league, he would.
I was going to say, I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah. Well, I guess technically he did. He did strike out and got the first on a wild pitch, so I guess it's pretty close to it. Robinson with a good piece of hitting on that last at bat here to get on the board.
Sorry, I can't help it. These hot dogs are too good.
You keep going, sir. You go right ahead. We are on the top of the 7th inning in a 5-5 tie if you're just tuning in on Cable 14. Thanks for joining us. I'm Neil Sherwasser. Reed Duffy's here, and Troy Issacar is the reason why Reed's not talking right now because he's filling his face with a hot dog.
Yeah, you knew it was going to happen at some point.
Yep.
As Iguchi delivers, and Vinicio has to dance out of the way. That would have been the second time Iguchi has hit Vinicio.
Yep.
Right before he stole third base.
He hit him in the back with it. Trying to slow him down somehow.
Checking him back to second and planted one right in his lower back. As Iguchi delivers, gets Vinicio swinging through 2-1. This is one of those elite fun matchups that you love to see. A great hitter against a great pitcher.
Yep.
Or should you talk about great hitters? Leafs have a few of them.
They definitely do.
And Neil, as we've been talking about a little bit tonight, they do look like a much more composed bunch this week.
Yeah.
Iguchi gets Vinicio swinging through 2-2. It's only a matter of time until the Leafs get the season turned around.
No,
It's
exactly.
still early, and you know the struggles just aren't going to continue because there's just too much talent.
Well, last week you chalk it up to a wedding. You chalk it up to a bug that was going through the team.
Oof.
And then this week, it's just like it's a totally different ball team. This is almost probably the closest to their A team you're going to see on a night.
Iguchi gets Vinicio swinging through. It's another strikeout for Takaki Iguchi.
Iguchi pleading his case for the pitcher of the week case.
Stepping up to the plate tonight's beer batter, the second baseman.
I've got it as his 6th.
Yep. Ben Abram had 9 last night. Cesar Rosado had 9, I believe, or 10 against the Royals on Tuesday night. So, yeah, a lot of great pitchers in this league this year.
How do you get 10 Ks on the Royals?
It was an interesting feat. That's all I could say.
Wow. Dan Mara threatening the bunt, and that one's going to run foul.
Good idea by Mara to push it down the first baseline. Unfortunately, just didn't have enough bat control to keep it low enough and in fair territory.
Now, we've talked about Justin Mara. We've talked about Dan Mara. There is a third.
Yep.
Adam Mara, who I don't know if we'll see him tonight. But the first family of Maple Leafs baseball.
Yep.
And Troy said it in the bottom of the last inning. They are a different team when the Maras are available.
They definitely are.
That's a little bit of everything. It's leadership, it's ability.
And Mara's having words with the umpire.
Got to be careful.
It's been tough like this all night for both sides.
Yep. I think Dan Mara is expressing some feelings that
yep.
I think everybody has felt tonight.
Yep. Just got to be very choice and very careful how you express those feelings if you want to stay in this ball game.
I think there's some guys over on the Cardinals dugout saying, I'm glad he's saying it.
Yep.
As Iguchi delivers outside. 1-2.
Of course, Adam Mara last year came into a situation in this very ballpark where, he came into a situation where I think the Cardinals had the bases loaded. He got the next guy up. They had a liner to get out of the inning.
Yes. I remember that. Because that was a night where we got to see all 3 Maras. And, Dan Mara strikes out looking, and he needs to be careful right here.
Yep. Just kind of shrugs his shoulders and, okay. Somebody might want to go get Dan off here before.
Yeah.
Down at the plate center field.
There will be another opportunity at another time.
Yep.
As it is now 7 strikeouts for Takaki Iguchi. Connor Lewis steps in, 1 on, 2 away. Troy mentioned the weather coming. We know by 11:15 it's going to get ugly. Now, we're 2 away in the top of the 7th, so I don't want to
jinx it or anything. Yeah.
Jinx it, but 11:15 is a long way away from where we are right now.
Yeah.
You just have to hope that nothing comes in earlier.
Exactly.
As Iguchi will deliver. Lewis sends it high. And that is way back. That's going to be to our right. The sound effects are just on point in this building.
Yep.
What a ball game we've been treated to tonight. These two teams back and forth and back and forth. To 5-5 here in the top of 7 with 2 away. Iguchi delivers. Gets Lewis swinging for 1 and 2.
I think Lewis thought it was going to go one way on as far as the eye level goes, and then when the bottom just dropped out of that pitch.
He is just confounding hitters with the multiple release points. As Iguchi winds, delivers, gets Lewis swinging.
That is another Little Caesars.
3 strikeouts in the inning. 8 in the ball game since coming on. Takaki Iguchi is white hot right now.
Of the 7th inning.
We will head to the 7th inning stretch. The Cardinals, bats in their hands when we return to Mountain Mitsubishi. Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. to Mountain Mitsubishi. Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Takaki Iguchi entered this game in the 4th inning and has thrown 8 strikeouts since then. Neil, he's mowing them down.
He's definitely mowing them down and keeping them guessing every time he goes up there.
Now, when you can get the likes of Dan Mora and Jose Vinicio and Justin Mora and Jordan Castaldo all swinging, that's impressive.
He's got Justin Mara twice on strikeouts. He's got Castaldo on the strikeout. He's got DeSantos on the strikeout. He's got Vinicio, he's got Don Mara, and he's got Connor Lewis on strikeouts.
That is an impressive resume already on the night.
Marcus Connect and Jonathan Salazzo, the only 2 guys he hasn't got out tonight on strikeouts.
But Jonathan Salazzo, that's not an easy one to get. As Greg Carrington, for the 2nd straight Friday night, is going to come out of the bullpen as a pitcher.
Yep.
Now, Greg Carrington, likely better known as an outfielder, and got to wonder if the Toronto Maple Leafs have seen something here, and they're going to convert Carrington into a pitcher.
Well, maybe that just might be the case here. Or at least gives him another opportunity to, maybe he's vying for a role in this bullpen. Labatt Park, the game is back on. It's in the top of the 8th inning now. Baycats up 4-0 on the Majors. Bottom of the 7th inning in Brantford, the Red Sox clinging to that 2-1 lead.
And Carrington delivers strike 1 to Zach Marriott. So that's a good sign, at least, that they were able to get that game back going at Labatt Park. The problem for us is because it's going to hit us later. If it hits anytime now, that's an issue.
Yep. Especially when this time of night, you're not going to get this field back in playable condition.
Second quarter in the Tiger Cats season opener, and they trail the Calgary Stampeders by a 9-4 score. As
we won't comment on the jacket I'm wearing then.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. We won't just let that go.
Ball carries foul 0-2, 9-4.
Yeah. I'm not a fan. I just unfortunately did some stuff for somebody, and they send me stuff occasionally. Apparently there's a care package for tomorrow, too, as well. So.
Well, that's all right. Our good friend Norm Miller, who's called Bulldogs games going back to the AHL days and works with Troy and I in the winter, as Mary puts this one on the ground, is going to leak through the infield. Dan Mara rescues it, but not in time.
Zach Marriott just hustled down the line and beat that one out. A great play by the infielders even to get that baseball in.
Greg Carrington showing some serious hustle to get over there. Dan Merrill with a great play. How does he make that throw?
I don't know. Like, that's all arm, and that's, gotta hurt. Just watching him throw it.
Tyler Duncan will step in. But our Norm Miller has a friend who is an equipment manager with the Oregon State Beavers.
Nice.
I got a pair of gym shorts that are Oregon State.
Nice.
I am an OSU fan, but that's Ohio State, not Oregon State.
Well, I felt really bad because I had the Toronto Argos having lunch in our cafeterias, and there I'm walking around with a Calgary Stampeders jacket.
Chopper from Duncan. It's going to stay fair. Marriott rounding third. He's going to stop there as Duncan has the double.
Chris Piano hit the brakes on Marriott, probably for a good cause. I don't think Piano knew where the ball was either.
Duncan, just watch this one as Duncan gets the bounce on it and just keeps it fair.
Yep.
Oh, tightrope. And Greg Carrington is going to get a mound visit here.
He has to face one more batter anyways before he can actually be removed from the ball game. There's the 3-batter rule now.
Yep. So you mentioned the Argos were having lunch in the cafeteria?
Yep, the Argos had their training camp at the University of Guelph. So
yes.
Pinball Clemens was using the little foyer outside of my office as a little personal meeting room and I guess venting on the phone to various people at some points, especially when some stuff was going down.
And, yeah, with good reason. Yeah.
I popped my head up like going, are you okay? I've never seen you get this mad at something.
Yeah. We certainly don't need to go into it, but he had very good reason to be upset.
He had some issues, yes.
Yes. As Greg Carrington let's say choices were made that were not very smart.
No, they weren't. And we'll leave it at that.
Yep. As Carrington will deliver.
We try to keep this as PG as possible.
Absolutely.
And that's also what avoids the questioning from a 9-year-old who probably is going to watch the video tomorrow and go, what were you talking about, Dad?
Well, and I mean, I agree with everything the CFL did, and I'm an Argos fan. So, as Carrington delivers and swinging through is Bernardo, 0-2. And Bernardo takes a second to compose himself.
Yep. Okay, the umpires have got to start enforcing the rule about the batter's box, too. They got to keep 1 foot in the box unless they're called time here. And I don't think he actually asked for time there.
Yeah, I think it was granted without him asking for it. Carrington delivers. Bernardo sends this into left field. Marriott's going to tag. And the throw is not going to be anywhere near in time. Zach Marriott steps on home. Sack fly RBI to Luis Bernardo.
Luis Bernardo comes through once again. And the Cardinals retake the lead here at 6-5. Excuse me.
Are you okay?
I'm good.
All right. Tyler Duncan moved up to third as well. So a 6-5 Cardinals lead, 1 away. Bit of an insurance run as Carrington wants to challenge back to second. Dan Morris steps on the bag.
The appeal at the first base umpire because he would have been over in front of that bag, which makes sense. Says no, he tagged up in time.
No, doesn't hurt to check. Tyler Duncan didn't look the least bit concerned.
Nope. Infield in now.
Carrington, nice pitch on the outside edge.
DeBanny didn't like that call either.
I thought that one might have caught the black. From where I'm sitting, I'm looking right at that corner.
Yep.
I reserve the right to be incorrect. As Carrington delivers, DeBanning swings through it 0-2. Maple Leafs infield has been in, maybe sensing a sack bunt.
And plus, they're just trying to keep the deficit at 1 here. And if they hit on the infield, they're going to come home with it.
Carrington runs that inside, 1-2. And every time Justin Mara throws that ball back to Greg Carrington, Dan Mara kind of takes a couple steps in. Jose Vinicio comes jogging in behind him.
Yep, just to make sure.
They are just being safe right now. Ball up high. Vinicio's on the jog, and Dan Mara's going, I know what he's going to do. He's not going to miss.
Yeah. It's my brother. He's not going to miss.
Yeah.
If he misses, he's never going to hear the end of it.
Well, and I think that's part of it.
Yeah. Sunday evening dinners at the Mara house is just going to be a lot more interesting.
I'm sure they already are.
Yeah.
3-2.
I told you about the meatballs, right? Like his mom used to make these giant meatballs and bring them up to Jack Dominico at the press box.
Yeah, that sounds like a little bit of terrific.
Yeah.
DeBanning. Just past the glove of Vinicio. Duncan jogs it home. 7-5 Cardinals on the RBI single from Dennis DeBanning.
Apologize to everybody watching at home. There's now picturing giant meatballs that they want now. Sorry.
And I'm sure they're very good.
They are. So I'm told.
Stepping up to the plate, the first baseman, number 44, Tanner Rempel.
Tanner Rempel's going to step in with Dennis DeBanning on first. 1 away in the inning and a 7-5 Cardinals lead.
Rempel just making sure he gets 30 this time, too. As Carrington watches in the back there.
Delivery from Carrington, high, ball 1.
I'm sorry, DeBanning gets dirty again. Rempel's at the plate.
Yeah, DeBanning's pants were pristine moments ago. Now, not so much. As Carrington delivers and Rempel puts a charge into it, falling quickly. That's on the ground. DeBanning's on his horse. He's over to third. Rempel at first. Rempel with the single, and it's runners on the corners for Connor Hicks.
Great job by Dennis DeBanning to get the good read on that ball and recognizing it's dropping fast. So he took off, hit that second gear, and took off to third. Rempel with the single now, as you mentioned.
First hit of the ball game for Rempel. He was hit by the pitch in the second and came around to score. And Greg Carrington is going to be lifted from this ball game, it looks like, as Sam Green was sending a signal down to the bullpen.
Yep.
And I didn't catch who that was warming up for the Maple Leafs, but we're going to find out here in just a couple moments.
I don't think who I think it is, though, but I could be wrong.
Steps in.
It is Nagorski, okay. What is it? I have to introduce myself to him.
The gentleman that Neil has traded.
Yeah.
As we found out last week. That was a very enlightening ball game last week.
Yeah, it was. One of these days I'm going to actually have to sit there and write one of these books.
I would read that. That would be
I think a lot of people would read it.
Yes,
just because
I
there's
do.
So much history to impart onto people.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I was not expecting a pitcher to come in out of the bullpen last week and you to tell me, yeah, I traded that guy.
Yeah, I traded that guy, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean you traded?
for CJ Farron and a player I can't remember what his name is. I still can't remember. I went and looked it up and still couldn't remember who it was.
Did he play?
He did play. He played in Barrie against the team we sent Nagorski to, and then he just pitched that one inning and never came back.
Interesting.
Yeah.
As Chris Nagorski warming up for the Maple Leafs in this inning, the Cardinals have cashed a couple. Zach Marriott after a single, Tyler Duncan after a double. RBIs going to Luis Bernardo and Dennis DeBanning. DeBanning's second RBI of the ball game. And this white-hot Cardinals lineup putting another 7 spot on the board, and they got runners on the corners with just one away.
42 runs in 4 games for this Cardinals offense.
Yeah, anytime you're averaging better than 10 runs in a game, you're doing something right.
Oh, exactly.
As Connor Hicks will make his way in.
Number 24, Connor Hicks.
And as we pass 10 o'clock, there is rain in the neighborhood.
Well, hopefully, just like it usually does, it just parts off to the sides here and stays away from the top of the mountain.
As Hicks having a look out at Nagorski. So these 2 runs in this inning for the Cardinals, big. As Nagorski will wind and deliver. And that one comes in low.
Because now we're actually in official game status, too, that, if we get rain, we don't have to suspend this ball game. It could just be called because of rain.
Which at 10 after 10 likely would be the outcome. But let's not go there. Let's see this finish on its own as Hicks fouls that one back. And it does, Neil, feel like this Cardinals lineup is going to be somewhat torturous to pitchers as this season goes along. Again, this is 7 runs tonight, 42 in the last 4, and tonight the 7 runs coming without their leader in batting average in Danny Berg. As Nagorski runs that inside, 2-1.
And what I was alluding to last week is I just felt like this team was about to go for a big run here, and you're potentially looking at a 4-game winning streak right now.
Yeah, still a bit of a ways to go on that, as the Leafs will have an opportunity down the stretch in this ball game. Tanner Rempel off for second, nobody covering, but DeBanning got caught trying to get back to third, and Salazzo makes the tag 2 away.
Give Rempel the stolen base, and then DeBanning is retired on the caught stealing.
And you can see by the body language of Dennis DeBanning, he wants that one back.
Yep. Just got caught leaning a little too far, and his momentum carried in the wrong direction.
And I don't think he expected Justin Mara to turn and deliver to third.
Nope. I think he figured Mara was just going to put his head down and just just take it. But Justin Mara is too much of a competitor to just do that.
Hicks skies it. That could be on the roof.
Nope.
Right down in front. Actually bounced just outside the booth.
Yep. We're going to get a souvenir one of these nights here, I think.
I mean, it would be a tight window to fit that. It'd have to come down and land on the ledge.
It'd have
here.
to bend either on the ledge here or just down in front of us and bounce up.
Bounce in.
It's going to happen. Hopefully it's not at our laptops. I just replaced this one.
Well, yeah, we both got them down kind of below the ledge, so I think we're probably going to be okay.
Yeah.
Famous last words.
Yeah. Like, I know my son's been hankering for a new laptop, but I'm not giving him this one to buy another one.
Hicks sends that one back. Count stays full.
He's like, well, Dad, I'm starting high school next year, and I need a new laptop for school. Here it goes. I'm like, this kid does this homework.
You know, when I got my first MacBook, I was going to university.
Yep.
Said that about a laptop to my parents in high school, and they said, you got a pen and paper.
Yep.
As Nagorski delivers, and Hicks sends that one back into the...
Just for a joke, I think I want to dig out the old typewriter from the basement one of these days. So here you go. I got you one.
I remember using one of those at my grandparents' house.
Yep. Man, I'm a little old now.
Well, my mom had one forever, but it got kept over in storage at Grandma's.
My grade 9 and grade 10 science projects were all typed up on that typewriter.
I like the typewriter, personally. As Nagorski delivers...
That's because my handwriting is atrocious, so I didn't want to hand in things that had to be properly done.
Well, I always got in trouble because I write everything in caps, just big caps and small
I'm
caps.
left-handed, so everything gets smeared.
Yeah, same.
I'll get smeared, so just like Papermate pens were not my friend, especially not those erasable ones.
No. Same reason I stopped using pencil.
Yep.
As Hicks flares that one. But I got in trouble for that a bunch of times in high school because I wouldn't use a pencil because anytime I used it, I would just smear it right across.
Well,
and then
exactly.
Couldn't read anything anyway.
Yep.
So luckily, being the son of a teacher, my mom found me the pens that would not smear as I wrote to my right. I don't know how much research you had to put into that one. But.
It was probably a few phone calls or discussions at the staff room tables or something.
Connor Hicks swings through. Nagorski, with a little bit of help from Justin Mara, will retire the side. It is 7-5. The Cardinals get the damage done in the bottom of the 7th. We go to the top of the 8th with the Maple Leafs up to bat when we return to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
Successful charter yacht, it's important to bring the energy. Are we ready? We're a team.
We're the dream team, baby! I'm just so excited to prove myself. Oh, best.
No, you're the best.
No! These people are weird.
I love you so much. With you?
The Low Tech Mediterranean. All new Monday at 9 on Slice.
The 2024 Impact Awards celebrate excellence in community programming and feature impactful alumni with stories on Cable 14's past. On June 11th at 8 p.m., join host Chris May and DJ Nicholas Pickles as they showcase the nominees and winners of this year's show.
I never thought I'd know that feeling. To be in love. Because for us, it was a crime. Someone had to respond to the tabloids. So I wrote letters, challenging every misconception about homosexuality. 9 homes, 7 dogs, 47 years together, and still not spouses under the law. So we took our fight to the Supreme Court.
Jim Egan and Jack Nesbitt await a verdict on their fight for spousal rights.
Hello. We lost our case, but we made a difference.
As a result of Jim Egan's case, the Supreme Court ruled that sexual orientation is protected under the Charter of Rights, a landmark victory for the LGBTQ2 community.
Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Connor Corey enters the ball game for the Cardinals, Neil, and he's off to a strong start to begin his IBL career.
4 innings pitched so far, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, 1 save so far, and an ERA of 0.00.
7 strikeouts to 1 walk.
Yep.
That's impressive. 3 innings on May 30th at Barrie in the 11-1 victory.
I believe he picked the save because he pitched the last 3 innings.
Indeed. And a 6-3 victory over Chatham Kent on May 25th. Pitched an inning in that one. Although falls behind Jordan Castaldo, 0-2. Cardinals with a 7-5 lead. Castaldo, Justin Mara, and Connect in this inning. As Corey brings it over the plate. 2-1.
Definitely a litmus test inning for a young pitcher in this league. See how you do against the best hitters in this Leaf lineup.
Yeah, if anybody reaches, Jonathan Salazzo's in behind.
Of course, all these the top 4 batters in this lineup very capable of changing an outcome of a ball game with one swing.
3-1 now the count. As Connor Corey has the look into Luis Bernardo. Corey will wind and deliver, and Castaldo sends that through the infield. And just like that, after giving up 2 in the bottom of 7, the Leafs have the leadoff runner on.
For Justin Mara. Mara's walked twice, got an RBI, stolen base, and a pair of strikeouts.
Connor Corey has a bit of a challenge ahead. Stefan Strecker has the hoodie off, and you got to believe that if we get into a situation with the Cardinals ahead here late, Strecker would likely be tasked in a save situation.
I think that would probably be the logical progression of this game, that's for sure.
As he has done so many times in his IBL career. As I believe we've got Troy with us downstairs.
Yeah, guys, just a little tidbit of information. Connor Corey hails from Wawanesa, Manitoba. George Halim just told me both his dad and his grandfather are in the Manitoba Baseball Hall of Fame.
Wow.
No pressure.
That's how George knew bloodlines. He's got to be good. I want that guy.
Well, Troy, I mean, to start his IBL career in his first 4 innings, 7 strikeouts to 1 walk, although this definitely the toughest situation he's faced thus far with a 2-run lead. And Jordan Castaldo over at first base.
Yeah, Connor just looks like he has a really good fastball, comes over the top with that curveball, that 12-6 curveball. It's tough for hitters.
You would love something on the ground here from Justin Mara. Outside, 3-1. Luis Bernardo takes a couple of steps out, maybe trying to calm the youngster just a little bit. And, of course, Neil, that's where having Luis Bernardo behind the plate can be so effective.
Well, exactly. Just that veteran presence back there. Say, okay, just trust my glove here. Hit the glove a couple times.
I say very veteran Toronto lineup. And Corey gets that one over the plate, strike 2.
Mara thought he got a free pass there.
Full count. Have to think it'd be a big out for the confidence of Connor Corey. As Corey with a long look into Luis Bernardo. He'll wind and deliver. Mara flares it high. It's into foul territory, but it's going to bend too far.
That's going to get stuck on the roof over there.
And you talk about no pressure for Connor Corey. He's also following up tonight. Takaki Iguchi had 8 strikeouts.
Leafs just happy he's out of the ballgame.
Most certainly. Gucci came on in the 4th and just mowed through, including the last 3 outs he recorded. Vinicio, Dan Mara, and Lewis all strikeouts.
Yep.
Corey delivers. It runs inside. Didn't get it.
Broke a little too late and too far inside there. And
The right fielder, number 29.
Mars at first and second now with still nobody away for Marcus Connect.
Third walk for Justin Mara tonight. And this is where the Cardinals need a double play ball in the worst way.
Yep.
Because Marcus Connect represents a potential go-ahead run at the plate. And in a game where these two teams have fought so hard back and forth, the Cardinals do not want to surrender this lead now. Connor Corey gets that one over on the inside.
Definitely do not want to do that.
Neil, your thoughts on this adjustment to the Maple Leafs lineup? It feels like they might have found something here.
They might have found a little bit because they got little sparks they can put through in each inning here.
Connect on the ground, Duncan to second, not going to be in time. Bases are loaded, nobody away.
And that'll go in the scorebook as an infield hit, according to Nate Seeger, the official scorer here. Duncan really didn't, when he came up with that baseball, didn't have a chance at second base. His only option might have been to go to third.
And Jonathan Salazzo is going to bat with the bases loaded.
No offense, John. I don't want you conducting a grand slam here.
This is a tough spot for Connor Corey. Castaldo a single, Mara a walk, Connect a single. Salazzo on the ground is going to run foul, 0-1.
Salazzo just a little ahead of that one.
Cardinals in a spot where they'll happily trade a run and Castaldo coming home if they could get a double play ball.
Exactly. A 2-for-1 deal. Going the other way.
I mean, that's where that extra run coming in that last inning, Tyler Duncan crossing the plate, makes a difference, and now Salazzo falls behind 0-2.
Salazzo didn't like that call. He's calling time here and going to walk away and collect his thoughts.
Smart move by John Salazzo.
Yep.
Don't get out of your rhythm. Don't let it get to you. Just come back as Connor Corey delivers. Gets Salazzo swinging as he got a piece, and then Luis Bernardo was able to catch it. And now Salazzo might be getting his money's worth.
Yeah, I think he is.
And
he hasn't thrown him yet, but Salazzo definitely had words for him. Watch Luis Bernardo on that last pitch. Look how high up Bernardo was set up here. He was telling Connor Corey, hey, you got to get it up here. Change his eye level. Bernardo wasn't in the squat position at all.
No, you can see where Bernardo's set up there.
Yep.
Well, he came down at the very end, and yeah, then Jonathan Salazzo.
Didn't like that strike two call.
No, he didn't.
I'm not going to lip read. I'm not going to send that to John Boy Media either, but I know exactly what he said there.
How much fun is that channel?
It is fun.
How much fun is that channel?
It is fun, but at the same time, I'm just like,
Oh, I'm not going to do it.
No,
no.
me either.
Dos Santos gets caught looking at strike one. 1-1 the count. Yeah, I don't know how he does it either. I'm not that good at lip reading.
I think they have people that teach them how to do this, or they've got people that do the lip reading for them and just tell them what to say.
No, maybe. As that ball runs inside, 1-2.
But gosh knows they're making a lot of money off it. So, you know, they probably have people doing it.
Hey, they filled a space in the sports YouTubing community.
Yep.
Corey delivers. Dos Santos pops it on the ground. Duncan to second for one. To first. Dos Santos is going to beat it out. Castaldo will cross. And Dos Santos will have the RBI on the fielder's choice, I believe.
That is correct, yep. Cardinals traded an out for a run here. Have runners on the corners now with two away.
So Jordan Castaldo does come home, which brings this to 7-6. And it's Chris Robinson who will step in.
Robinson singled his last time up. He's also walked in the contest and struck out. And a ground out to the third baseman in the third inning.
Big moment in the ball game here for Connor Corey.
Robinson calls time. He's just thought Connor Corey was taking a little too long here.
Stefan Strecker is the only man currently getting loose in earnest in the Cardinals bullpen. And I got to believe that if Corey can get out of this jam with the lead intact, we'll see Strecker in the ninth. As Luis Bernardo directing traffic. We have really seen Luis Bernardo take control tonight from behind the plate.
He definitely has.
As Corey has the look in. Corey winds and delivers, and that is fouled back as Dos Santos was on the run.
He was fully committed as soon as he saw Corey go home to the plate.
That might be something for the Cardinals to keep in mind here. And it looked like Tanner Rempel was signaling something over to the pair of Marriott and Duncan.
Might see a pitch out here.
Corey delivers and he pulls the string on it. 1-2. Potentially the biggest out to get in his young IBL career. A run has scored, but Corey can hold a rally here. Delivers. Robinson on the ground. Ian Tomasi across the diamond. To Rempel, they got it. Corey worked into the jam. Corey worked out of the jam with a little bit of help from his defense. And the Cardinals will go to the bottom of 8 with the 7-6 lead intact and potentially one more run with the bats in their hands before it gets turned over to Stefan Strecker. We'll be right back on Mountain Mitsubishi. Hamilton Cardinals, Friday Night Baseball. It's Mountain Mitsubishi, Hamilton Cardinals, Friday Night Baseball, and you're looking at one of the voted best 100 players in 100 years of the IBL. That's Stefan Strecker. He is up to close this ball game when we get to the top of the 9th inning. Cardinals with a chance to give him a little bit more support before we get there. Chris Nagorski is going to continue on. He'll face Niles, Ian Tomasi, and Nicholson, and if anybody gets on, Marriott and Duncan behind them. But Neil, it feels like there's always a bit more to it when Stefan Strecker's up and warming.
Well, exactly. It's just, you know, if you get to that point in the ball game, you got Strecker warming in the bullpen. If you're the visiting team, you're just going, oh man, we got no chance, or we're going to have to really work our butts off here. And of course, Trey Zakar mentioning down there, what we're dreading is he's feeling drops down there. So hopefully it's just perspiration and not something else.
Yeah, you can see a few people down in the stand starting to put the hoods up.
Yep.
Temperature has dropped down by the truck, so says Troy and our producer Travis Blackwell.
You can just feel it in the air, too. Like it just got a little bit of a gust of the wind and the trees out there, too, now. And it's like, yeah, I just felt it hit us in the face here.
A one-run game in the bottom of the 8th, and we're getting threatened by rain. That's just not fair.
Nope. The good old JR, it's been a slobber knocker so far. 7-6 on the scoreboard, 14 hits apiece.
Oh, you're hitting me where I live now.
Yeah.
As Chris Nagorski will wind and deliver.
I got to get on your level once in a while.
Just a couple weeks ago, I did a show for Alpha One Wrestling alongside my good friend, and now WWE NXT title contender, Ethan Page.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, it's pretty cool.
We had a blast. What was so great is he owns the company. He books it.
Yep.
So he knew all the surprises. I had no clue.
Yeah.
And he was just laughing every time I was
flabbergasted about what's going on in front of you. As you're trying to tell the story, he's like, yeah, I wrote that story.
All of a sudden, a couple guys from national TV come walking on. I'm like, where did you, what?
Why? Where? How?
As Niles pokes this one up the middle. Vinicio, little trouble to get the handle. Still managed to make the play.
Jose Vinicio, even when he's having a fumbleitis out there, still able to recover and throw him out at first.
What a play by Vinicio to get the first out on Niles.
He just got the glove off the end of it, and it just went away from him, but he stayed with it and went after to get the baseball. A 6-3 with a star on it.
Cole Tomasi will step in. His IBL debut tonight. He's reached with a single. He has an RBI, and he's been solid in the field, although first pitch swinging, and he's going to send this one back in behind the infield, and Vinicio very quickly has 2 away.
Okay, don't hit it Vinicio's way down, okay? Jose can't get all 3 of them, can he?
Oh, he certainly can.
Yeah. Just doesn't bode well.
No, not usually. As Brandon Nicholson will step in. Nicholson with Marriott and Duncan behind him if he can reach base. And Nicholson threatening a bunt there.
Well, Salazzo's playing way back there, so I don't blame him. Plus, Castaldo is almost just on the edge of the grass. Well, maybe 2 steps towards grass. So if he can get it down here, Nagorski would have to scramble to get that baseball.
1-1 as Nagorski gets it over the plate. Stefan Strecker has wrapped up the throwing program down there, and he's just standing waiting to come into the ballgame.
Yep. I think he's just going on pitch per pitch for Nagorski right now. Heads up.
As Nicholson shoots one foul just to our right.
Ren, don't eat the baseball.
He's going to come right through the door, bringing it to you.
There you go. You play catch now?
Nagorski delivers. Nicholson fires it high. Castaldo come running on. Couldn't secure it.
I think he was just trying to watch out where Nicholson was coming to, and Castaldo trying to make sure they didn't collide with each other.
Yeah, Nicholson just staying on the lane down the first baseline.
Yep. Nothing he could do. He had to stay where he was.
Yep. And Castaldo, he almost snow-coned it.
Yep.
Just wouldn't sit in that pocket for him. As Nagorski, long look in to Justin Mara. 1-2 the count. Nicholson shoots it through the infield, and he's got the single.
2-out base runner for the Cardinals here as Nicholson will reach first on the single. And I bring up Zach Marriott, who's got 2 hits on him in the contest.
2 for 5 on the night for...
2 for 4, I think, right? It's 2 singles.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about Nicholson.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You're right. 2 for 4 on Marriott. We were both right, just not on the same page there.
Exactly.
Well, I guess same page is different sentence.
Yeah.
And Nicholson, he's already halfway to second base. There he goes. And he's going to be tagged out as Justin Mara. Oh, my goodness gracious.
I think there's going to be big letters on the dugout next time. Do not run on Mara.
What a throw by Justin Mara to cut down Brendan Nicholson, and that is going to take us to the top of the 9th inning. Stefan Strecker likely to be tasked? No. It's going to be Jacob Gadjic who's going to come into the ball game, jogging out of the bullpen. And we will get you all caught up with that when we return to Mountain Mitsubishi Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14.
first professional glove, that's the one I remember the most. When I was coming up, even though it wasn't that long ago, having your name on a glove was a big deal.
Welcome back to Mount Mitsubishi, Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. Neil, they pulled a fast one on us. It's not Stephen Strecker after the long warm-up that he went through down in the bullpen. It looked for sure as if he was coming in the save opportunity. Instead, it's Jacob Gadzik who steps in.
Maybe they just looked at where they were in the lineup as well and said, okay, maybe Gadzik's a better matchup for these guys as far as this stuff goes. And Gadzik, of course, so far he's got 4 appearances, 4 innings pitched, allowed just 1 hit, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, and a 0.0 ERA.
So we'll see if Gadzik can make it pay off in a save situation. We've just gotten so used to seeing in those save spots Stephen Strecker when he warms up, it's almost automatic that he's going to come jogging in.
Almost automatic, but yeah, sometimes it's just a different look here too. Gadzik did throw on Saturday night against Brantford.
He also threw last Friday night against the Maple Leafs as well.
Yep. It's kind of a deal with Vinicio, Dan Mara, and Connor Lewis, barring a pinch hitter.
And that one gets run inside. I mean, I don't think you're pinch hitting for Vinicio or Mara.
No, but you might pinch hit for Connor Lewis in the situation, but you've already used Carrington as a pitcher, so he's not eligible off the bench. So we'll have to see.
1-0 to Vinicio. Vinicio looking to square around for a bunt. Make it 2-0 as
the corners had the charge.
That pitch looked pretty good. Gadzik with the Kimbrel setup. As he'll deliver, and that's strike 1 as Vinicio still looks like he's committing to squaring around on that bunt potentially. Yep. That was my favorite setup for a closer, watching him as a Red Sox fan and getting to say, release the Kimbrel in 9th innings.
He was always a classic.
And Gadzik evens the count 2-2. Yeah, in my lifetime, well, maybe not earlier on in my lifetime, but from 2002 on, I've been blessed as a Red Sox fan to have a lot of great closers.
That you have been.
As Vinicio on the ground. Duncan charges. It skipped on him, and Vinicio's on.
That would be a tough play anyways.
Stepping up to the plate, the second baseman, number 6.
See the replay here. It just takes a...
Oh, that just died out.
And then took a giant hop.
So Dan Mara steps in. He would represent a potential go-ahead run. And now Jose Vinicio, the speedster, that is the antithesis of what you wanted if you're the Cardinals.
Exactly. You want to keep the double play in order here, but at the same time, you got to keep an eye on Vinicio. Because he's liable to go on the first movement here.
Gadzik delivers, and Mara puts the bunt down. Gadzik scoops over to Rempel at first, and it's 1 away.
Now in the situation now with Vinicio going to third, Bernardo's just got to make sure if he's going to throw down to third, the throw is on the money here.
Yep.
Don't want going up the line, don't want it going off the line here.
Connor Lewis will bat. Lewis followed by Castaldo.
Give Dan Mara the 1-3 sacrifice bunt. That puts Vinicio at second base.
By the way, speaking of great Red Sox closers, Jonathan Papelbon just got inducted to the Red Sox Hall of Fame.
He was a good guy.
Man, he was fun to watch. Connor Lewis sends this into center field. And we're going to be tied up as Vinicio comes around third base.
Great piece of hitting there by Connor Lewis. Just take it the opposite direction. into center field. The Leafs have got the go-ahead run now at first base.
It's 7-7 with one away in the top of the ninth.
One game in the Intercounty is now final. The Barrie Baycats defeat the London Majors 4-0. Baycats first team to 7 victories in the IBL season.
Cardinals trying to join them. Maple Leafs not making it easy. And Castaldo's going to swing this into left center. Connor Lewis is on his horse, trying for third. He's going to get there, and it's runners on the corners with one away.
Duncan with the tag, trying to keep that one in front of him, but
Catcher number 9, Justin Mara.
Lewis almost overran the base.
As it bounced on Connor Lewis, he did come off that bag. Ian Tomasi stepped over to try to make the tag, and he just got back to it. So Castaldo's going to come out of the ball game. Charlie Towers is going to pinch run. And it looks like Castaldo taking over. Well, wait a minute. Now Towers going back to the dugout.
Yep. I think he was just changing gloves or something.
Ah, yes.
Way to get the sliding oven mitts, whatever you want to call them.
Yes, that is indeed what it was. As the Cardinals with a bit of a mound meeting, as Jacob Gadjic has come into this ball game and surrendered 3 singles.
Probably discussion here what they want to do in this situation. You know, Towers wants to take off to second base, but you got to keep an eye on the runner at third. Connor Lewis is no slouch when it comes to the base pass either.
No, we just saw him go first to third.
Maybe the play is going to be like a set play where they cut it off in front of the pitcher's mound or something, or just be in front of before second base to throw home.
Jordan Castaldo's kind of taken over there as the first base coach. As Towers checks back.
He's going to make one heck of a manager in this league one of these days, officially.
That is not the first time you have said that.
No.
He is very well respected. Had a heck of a night batting out of the leadoff spot. As Gadjic over the plate to Justin Mara, 0-1.
I kind of have to ask him that question now. Like, when was the last time you batted a leadoff? I just don't know if I should just jump into his Instagram and ask that question.
2 singles and a double for Castaldo and a walk. So, I mean, if you're looking for a leadoff hitter,
yep,
that's about as good as you're going to get.
Of course, the Maple Leafs are back in action tomorrow afternoon against the Guelph Royals at 1 o'clock. So, yeah, it's like a quick turnaround for these guys, too.
Gadjic with the look in. And Mara will swing this down the line, bending foul.
That was close. Too close.
Yeah, way too close for comfort if you're the Hamilton Cardinals. 1-2 is the count. As Gadjic has the look in again to Bernardo on the 1-2. He'll deliver, and he got Mara looking.
That is another Little Caesar strikeout for Hunger.
That's a lot of strikeouts and a lot of pizzas. Going to be going towards Mission Services.
Yeah, that is a large stack going through the crowd right now.
Yep.
As Connect will step in.
I don't know if we have enough room on that stack for any more.
I'm sure they'll find a way if they have to.
We might be out of pizzas, though.
That's the first strikeout. Yeah, I don't know how many they've got ready to go. It was 8 for Iguchi.
Stepping up to the plate, the right fielder, number 20.
I think Ring had
Colby Ring had 3.
13 strikeouts in the night.
As Nate's got our back in behind us. Thank you, Nate. 13 total on the evening for the Cardinals pitching staff. Still one more out to get.
$39 donated tonight to Mission Services. Oof.
Gadzik checked it back to first, and Tanner Rempel bailed him out.
Rempel, the goalie, in full-on goalie mode again. Got it. He had to be a goalie somewhere.
He must have been.
The way he dropped down on his knees like that? Come on. Who does that?
Yeah, that's all goalie. I mean, Stuart Skinner's not making that stop.
No.
For crying out loud. Oh, that got a pop. That got a pop in the back there.
Nate got the acknowledgement.
As Gadzik delivers. Gets ahead 0-1. Stanley Cup Finals getting underway tomorrow night. I don't know why it took so long to get that series started.
Well, they went, Monday night was the last game? They got till Saturday because of the TV?
Goodness. As Gadzik, long look in, delivers, works ahead 0-2 to connect. Corbin Peters is the man now warming in the bullpen for the Cardinals.
And whoever was down in the bullpen for the Maple Leafs has done their warm-ups, so. As the catcher's running down here.
As Gadzik staring in. 0-2 to connect. He'll deliver. Connect on the ground. It's going to sneak through the infield. Connect, RBI single. Maple Leafs take the lead in the top of 9.
An 0-2 pitch that Jacob Gadzik just got up a little too high in the zone here. Marcus Connect was able to borrow the term connect with that one.
Well done.
Yep.
As Connor Lewis ends up coming around to score. And now Jonathan Salazzo, 2 out, 2 on. And Gadzik ends up right back in the pressure cooker. Gets Salazzo swinging for strike 1.
Two runs on 4 hits so far in this inning for the Maple Leafs. Gadzik trying to make sure Salazzo doesn't make it 5 hits and a few more runs.
Gadzik delivers, and Salazzo, he liked that one on its way in. Gadzik was just able to speed it past him. Oh, and 2 the count to Salazzo. Gadzik delivers, gets Salazzo swinging, but not before the damage is done. Bottom of the 9th coming up. The Cardinals have their work cut out. They trail 8-7, bats in their hands. Maybe one more time when we return to Mountain Mitsubishi. Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. Welcome back to Mountain Mitsubishi, Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. And how the game can turn. The Cardinals had a chance to win it in the top of the 9th, but 2 runs come across on Jacob Gadzik, and now Dustin Richardson in to try to close it out for the Maple Leafs.
Dustin Richardson, of course, the former Boston Red Sox farmhand. Throws a lot of gas. As the Cardinals found out last weekend.
6'6", 220 is Dustin Richardson. Zach Marriott's going to be the first man to challenge him.
Second baseman number 1, Zach Marriott.
Both Royals have taken the lead in Brantford. It's now 3-2 over the Red Sox in the top of the 9th inning. Richardson took a big breath there here as Zach Marriott stepped into the plate.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be all about catching up to the ball for the Red Sox here. Marriott, Duncan, Bernardo. And Richardson given that outside corner. DeBanning in behind them.
Wonder if Troy's got his radar gun here tonight. Just curious to see what Richardson's topping out at tonight.
As Richardson will wind and deliver. Marriott got around on it, but shoots it foul. 0-2. Sound effects.
Yep.
As Marriott. He's going to have to protect here as Richardson delivers. And that run runs way away. 1-2 the count. When we talk about imposing figures on the hill, that is an imposing figure to bring out to try to close a ball game.
Pretty sure Zach Marriott's never seen anything this size in college.
I would have to doubt it. Richardson delivers. Marriott got to that, but again, shoots it foul.
Off the top of the grandstand out there and bounced back down. Woke up some dogs down there.
Woke up some fans, I think, as well.
Yep.
Richardson looks in.
Looks like those young kids just gave that young guy in the wheelchair the baseball.
I think they did. As Marriott stays alive, chopping it foul, having a heck of a battle here against Richardson. Count 1-2. Richardson, that deep breath as he goes to deliver. And he gets Marriott looking. Tyler Duncan will have to try to start something as the Cardinals down to a pair of outs.
A lot of frustrations directed towards the plate umpire from both sides tonight. Nobody seemed to be too happy with the strike zone.
And with good reason.
Yeah.
Although I didn't think it was so much the third strike. I thought it was the first strike was the one that...
I think that's what he was more arguing about. Same as Lazo didn't like that second pitch and that one at bat either.
Yeah. As Richardson delivering to Duncan. Duncan saw one that he liked there. It looked like Richardson took something off it, and Duncan got under it.
Duncan was just behind that one.
Spun it back into the fence. Richardson will wind and deliver. 0-2 the count. And again, Tyler Duncan asking about the location of the pitch. Richardson gears down and gets the call on that one as well. 2 away. Luis Bernardo will step in. Cardinals down to their last out.
Stepping up to the plate, that catcher, number 4.
Boy, that strike zone has suddenly expanded here in the bottom of the ninth.
It definitely has a little bit.
Bernardo tasked here with keeping the hope alive for the Cardinals. Richardson delivers.
And Bernardo going around on the check swing.
Strike one.
Umpire.
I don't think Bernardo was too happy about it either.
No, it's more of a self-defense thing.
Dennis DeBanning on deck if Bernardo can reach. Richardson delivers. That's a strike. Whoa, boy. He's getting him up, he's getting him down, he's getting him left, he's getting him right.
Cardinals now down their last strike.
As Richardson will wind and deliver, and Bernardo swings through. It was a bit of a protective one, and Dustin Richardson will pick up a 3-strikeout save. The Maple Leafs come back in the top of the 9th inning to win a wild back-and-forth ball game, Neil, by an 8-7 score.
Definitely was, and I think, like I said off the top, I think it was just one of these games that Maple Leafs knew they had to come in here and win. They just had to find a way to win this ball game, put them back on the radar as far as relevancy in the intercounty.
Tanner Rempel just had words for the home plate umpire on their way out of this ballpark, and the Cardinals were clearly not happy with how the end of this game unfolded. It's hard to blame them, Neil, when you look at what was called for Connor Corey and Jacob Gadjic versus what was called for Dustin Richardson. That strike zone changed between the 8th and 9th inning.
Oh, it drastically changed. That also could just be a veteran umpire recognizing, okay, we got a veteran pitcher on the league who's actually got some former pro stuff, and he's got to up the level as far as the strike zone goes, too.
Well, the Cardinals will fall in this one. The Maple Leafs, we said it before, it was only a matter of time until they started to find some footing. That could be the footing which makes them a very dangerous team.
Tyler Duncan down there is in a little bit of pensive thought as you saw the camera pan away from him there.
Busy weekend for the Cardinals. They won't have long to think about it, Neil. Back in this ballpark on Sunday.
They got the Chatham Kent Barnstormers in here for their first appearance.
They'll just have to get themselves right back on the horse.
They definitely will have to.
As the Cardinals getting things sorted out downstairs, they'll regroup for Chatham Kent on Sunday, and I believe our Troy Islikar is downstairs with Jonathan Salazzo, it looks like, of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Troy, take it away.
Jonathan, heck of a game for you guys, and a real example of perseverance.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good game for us. We've been struggling a lot lately, and a couple of the veterans came back, and it was a huge comeback win for us.
And that was going to be my next question. This game tonight and last Friday, two completely different games, almost two completely different teams. You guys just really kept in it there.
Yeah, big time. I mean, one of our guys, the catcher there, he was getting married over the weekend, so a lot of the guys there were at the wedding. So to have the veterans back and the core guys, I mean, it was a good win for us. We needed the players back.
And coming up this weekend, you guys got another big one tomorrow, getting a little bit of momentum here. The season hasn't gone exactly how you expected it this year. A game like this could turn things around.
Yeah, it was a matter of time. The bats started coming in, and the swings going in, and the runs and all that stuff. And we're starting to see it. The pitchers are starting to throw good, and keep the momentum going on for the next Saturday.
Well, I really appreciate this, and I'll let you get back to your teammates. And congratulations on the big win tonight, and good luck the rest of the season. Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much, Troy. Thanks to Jonathan Salazzo, Neil, one of the good guys in the IPL.
One of the class acts in the league, that's for sure.
This Toronto team, Salazzo, Castaldo, the Maras, Vinicio, they're coming together, and the top of the standings is going to have to watch out as this season continues. If you're Barrie, if you're Hamilton, as they just found out, if you're Guelph, if you're Welland, do not count these Maple Leafs out.
Don't sleep on the Maple Leafs, that's for sure.
We've come to the end of the night for Mountain Mitsubishi. Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball. For my broadcast partner, Neil Sriwastawa and Troy Islikar, I'm Reed Duthie. Thanks for tuning in on Cable 14. The Cardinals and the Maple Leafs gave us a heck of a Friday night.
Do you have feedback on Cable 14's programs? Let us know by calling 905-523-1414, extension 227, or email feedback@cable14.com.
Cole, and this is Hamilton Life. Welcome. Alicia Main from the Westdale is here today with her picks for the summer. And later on, nutrition and body transformation coach Sarah Frenza will be here. Last time she was here, she had some yummy protein muffins. I can't wait to see what she brings today. They were so delicious. But joining me first, Lisa Maychek is back, project manager of Age-Friendly Cities, here with details about Hamilton's 29th annual Senior of the Year Awards. It's up to the 29th one now. Holy cow.
Yeah, the big 30 next year. So.
It's so inspiring. Last year when I was in the audience watching these seniors be recognized, it's inspirational. And what do you think they get out of it? Because they're volunteering for the volunteering, not for the recognition. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think, throughout the years, because a lot of my background to volunteer management, people do it because they want to ultimately give back, right? But, I think people need to be recognized for their efforts because they're contributing endless hours to some very important causes.